See, the thing is, I want all the smoke. I ain't gonna hold you.
Yeah. Turn that thing.
We ready.
Oh, shit. Here we go.
Oh, y'all thought we was coming in here being silent.
No, I don't think they thought that at all. If you ever listen to this pod, you know.
I mean,
what we definitely have is words.
Every time I come on here, y'all got fucking beef. Every time.
We don't have beef. I don't have, no. Mandy and I do not have beef with anybody this week.
Actually, I just had beef for lunch. Short rib, bitch. Ooh. That's it.
My rich friend.
Thanks, Joe, for the short rib today. That was on the JBN. This wine. Damn, how much he be talking in front of this song? I didn't even realize how much.
Oh, wait. This takes a long time to go.
Oh, I was going to say, well, we ain't shouting out to Queens niggas. We shouting out to industry bitches.
Oh,
what's
no,
up? No? Okay,
I'm shouting out to Queens. We live in Queens.
Y'all, we here again. Y'all already know. See, the thing is.
Yeah.
And we're clapping back today.
Everybody was clapping back.
Everybody
was clapping back this weekend. It was a lot.
Were they clapping back?
Yeah. People were upset. It's a lot of spicy energy on the internet.
I was loving light. I was all loving light. I don't know what y'all talking about. I was eating popcorn like, look at these crazy mo. The hell?
Now, you know what? I'm not really going to climb back today. I'm just going to say some things. But no, guys, welcome to See. The thing is, because you know what? Actually, that's probably what we're going to say a lot today. See, the thing is. See, the thing motherfucking is, you motherfucker. All right, let me stop. I ain't going to motherfuck y'all to death today.
Okay.
But I don't know. I think we've had a lot of conversations over the last couple days about a lot of things. But before we get into this week's episode, y'all, we are joined again by another Friends with Benefits that you are all very familiar with.
She is sexy. She is thoughtful. She is fine. She is funny. She is intellectual.
And it is the biracial brigade back at it again.
Porcelain princess is in the motherfucking house.
So, y'all, we have Antoinette joining us here on the couch again. Yes. And yes, she's one of them bitches that know how to sing because, of course, she's on the couch. But also, she is not only a really close friend to both of us. We've hung out a lot, but she is also one half of the Around the Way Curls podcast.
Yes.
If you haven't tuned in yet.
Make sure you check them out.
And y'all just don't know, when we talk about energy, vibrations, all those things, again, if y'all listen to the first episode, Antoinette was here. Like, she's just one of those people that I'm like, you're stuck with me for life now.
She oozes positivity. And if you didn't know, she's wearing Birkenstocks, and that is really the indicator that she is all about peace, love, and light. Okay? It's leather. It's giving distressed leather, but no actual stress.
Birkenstocks are expensive.
They are.
They're comfortable and they cradle your feet.
This is not an ad.
People pay a lot of money for distressed leather, sis. I understand.
You're a hater. See, a positive. It's supposed to be positive energy.
It is positive energy.
But y'all giving me shade. See how y'all
well,
that was shady.
Well,
but I'm here
okay,
I'm gonna be who I am.
Distressed leather is not shady.
But also, technically, it's still
this
the
couch
summer.
is distressed leather.
Is it?
Yeah. It's a little distressed.
I don't think it was bought distressed, though. I think we just been sitting on it.
I don't think hers were bought distressed either.
You know what? I'm with my rich friends. I got rid of it. Whatever. It's fine.
No, it's okay. Everybody got on me because my shoes are mids.
I mean, Mandy got on mid. Let me see. Mid
but
one.
Put your foot up, Mandy.
No, I will
mid
not.
Jordan.
Because technically, no. Let me tell you about the mid. I am 5'1", which means they're high on me, bitch. I'm short, so they're highs. Okay, and that's what we're gonna do now with that. Okay.
She just liked the colorway. That's why
it's
she
not no
bought the
Florida
mids.
shit. I was just like, listen, technically.
Well, it's not New York shit. I'll tell you that.
I mean,
we don't wear mids, but sometimes there can be exceptions. You like the colorway, just say that.
I do like the colorway.
Yeah,
so y'all pussy assholes who want to get on me, it's just like, bitch, I bought them, and if you want me to wear highs, you buy them.
Be who you are.
You know what I mean?
Be who you are.
You too with your Birkenstocks and my mids.
I mean, I got on Vans today, so
also,
I mean,
if this wasn't
they
already
are cute
an
Vans, though. I was
podcast,
looking at them. I said, "Wow."
I mean,
like Vans.
they're cute. They match really nice. They're just childish.
They are childish. I'm childish. I got a fucking little scarf on my
Speaking of
head.
childish,
I
got my nails done. The last time I was here, I had a manicure. I said, I'm going to see my rich friends. Let me go ahead. It's the manicure. Listen, and this is hard gel. This is not acrylic.
Ooh, come on,
this
hard
is, we're
gel.
rich. You with us. You rich now.
I'm out here. I'm grown now.
Well, I guess before we get started, and y'all know I'm going to talk my shit. I already did to Alex, but let's catch up with what you've been going on, kind of what y'all's last week was like.
Struggling with sober September.
I already know. Sorry.
I didn't realize.
Cheers to you.
Well, it's interesting because I didn't realize how much like even wine is a part of my dinner. You know what I mean? Like even
It's a
at
part of
home,
our pod.
it is that too. But we pod once or twice a week. But like at home cooking food. Because,
Yeah.
I'm really trying to adult and really try to make food at home now because the bitch will buy groceries. Like, the level of shame that's now attached to buying fresh produce and throwing that shit out after a week.
Watching it ride.
Don't you feel bad? I be feeling guilty as fuck.
I'm not going to lie. Adulting, you understand, of course, once you move in, how expensive furniture is. But bitch,
Bruh.
throwing away groceries when you know
Throwing away food is the most, just spiritually debilitating feeling when you're like, that spinach
But
was
when you buy
$6.99.
when you buy it, you feel so grown. You like,
Yeah.
I'm buying produce.
Well, I have to have self-talks at the grocery store now because now I got to be like, bitch, you're not going to eat that. Be honest with yourself.
Let me
Don't
tell
buy
you,
that shit.
let me
You're not
tell
gonna
you
eat
how I
that.
have strawberry. I done bought goat cheese. I said, ooh, this week I'm going to make salads. Bitch, it's all still in the packages. And I'm like, I really have to make it within the next 2 days.
have to meal
like, bitch, I
prep.
better get into wanting a salad. Well, when I bought it, I wanted a salad.
Right.
But then a bitch ain't want no salad ever since. So I'm like, shit, them strawberries about to go bad. And I don't know about y'all. I don't think it's strawberry season. That shit was $7 for the pack.
Oh, they dumb expensive.
Oh, bitch, strawberries
And you gotta get
are
organic
expensive.
strawberries because
Oh, yeah, 'cause you don't want the
rest of
pesticides.
They're trash.
Meanwhile, the raspberries must be out of season because they was 3 for $10, and a bitch like me was
Bitch,
like,
you gotta be sick.
like, this is crazy. I don't know if I should trust this now. It's a little too affordable. What's going on? It's
Damn,
terrible.
that's
You gotta
affordable.
you gotta cook it. The trick is you gotta buy your produce. What I do is on Sundays I get all my food and I meal prep like a crazy person.
Okay.
And then I have not the meat, but like the vegetables will
Yeah.
be ready to go. And then for the next 3 days, I'm like, I cooked it. I put the time in. So now I have to just go
you have
ahead.
to.
I have
You have
to.
to.
I have
You
to
have
honor
to.
the time spent.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, that's a lot. But that was the weekend for me, and realizing that I don't. And the month is more than half over at this point. So I have
can't
like
believe
another
it.
week of no alcohol at all. But I mean, the hard part hasn't been like going at like, oh my God, I can't get drunk. Like I don't feel like that. That's childish. But I really, it's the moments like at the pod where we talking shit and we catching up, and I'm like, damn, I would love some wine. Yeah.
And
It's those moments.
The way I
I'm
made
sad.
it 3 days into sober September.
When you
I'm gonna
told
do
me you was
better.
doing that, I was like,
Don't do that. Don't do
be
that.
successful.
Don't do that. I'm not gonna lie. I think I could be abstinent quicker than I can let liquor go.
Wow.
Honestly. Like I think liquor is harder to give
Liquor
up than sex.
or wine.
Well, liquor and wine, same thing. It's alcohol content. So I couldn't
content.
I feel like I could probably say no to niggas way quicker than it was to say no to this alcohol.
So interesting.
Which is,
Wow.
but it's not because they not shit. This treats me good and doesn't talk back.
possibly an issue.
I hate you. Wait, is that possibly? Okay.
Only you know.
Well, me and my therapist.
Yo,
I
I am stealing that forever. Well, only you know. That's gonna be the ultimate. That's the ultimate deflection
I
line
hate y'all.
forever.
I hate
Anything anybody ever
yes.
says to me again. Well, only you know.
Well, to be fair, that's something that hasn't seemed to become a problem with me during my therapy sessions.
Okay,
So I
Nah.
think it's not
Well,
something that's debilitating to my
yeah,
life.
it's not. It doesn't. It's not really hurting you in any way. You
No.
still listen. You was in Atlanta for how many days? Outside. Manny was outside, swinging from the chandeliers, and managed to still put the outline together in time.
At 5 o'clock in the
At
morning.
5 o'clock in the morning, on her way home, chipper as fuck at the airport. Like your girl, she will never get caught slipping. So
My
yeah, it
only
may
thing
not
is
be a
my
problem.
voice, which is crazy
Yeah.
because we actually did record a Patreon episode last Wednesday,
Yeah,
and we'll get right into that.
yeah.
Because, baby, mind you, this is actually my second Verzuz attending. I went to Atlanta for the Rick Ross Verzuz, but this one I got to attend here in New York City, and I just want to tell y'all, for all of y'all who thought I was not right with my
I was with
prediction.
you.
I just thought Fat Joe would have been closer. It would have been more neck and neck.
Nah.
That's what I thought. And was hoping.
He tried to do what Jada did to Fab. He tried to get him to do the street shit. And
it wasn't that kind of hit. Yeah, nah.
Ja Rule was like, nah, I know who I am. I sing. Watch this.
When I tell you, it was a good ass time.
I bet it was
cute.
The energy in there.
It was cute. I did get a little too drunk, and I'm gonna blame the last shot. I will shout out to Ish. I ran into Ish. By the way, was a gentleman. I don't really know. I'm not sure how he comes across yet to the women that listen to the Joe Budden pod. But let me tell y'all, I ran into Parks first and his fiance, and they were going to the bar. Wife. Oh, wife now.
They're
bitch,
married
that's
now.
Right.
I know that's right.
And you better correct her.
Wife. My bad, we've been talking fiance for so long.
Right.
No,
that's right.
Talk your shit, husband. Yes.
All right.
Yes.
And then as I'm walking back, I also run into Ice and Ish. And I'm like, oh, y'all, come on. I'm going to buy you a drink. Ish, with his little cute little light skin ass, was like, buy me a drink. No, I got this. And he bought me, my friend, a drink. And then I tried to buy Joe a drink, and he was like, nah, I got it all. And I was like, okay. Well, tell Joe that's from me, even though you paid for it.
Shout out to Joe, footing the bill.
But it was really nice to see all, like, just everyone that was in there. It was really odd because I think that maybe because it was in New York, you expect all the famous people to be backstage or in media. No, nigga, 4 rows ahead of me was Busta Rhymes, Timbaland, and Swiss.
People been like locked in. They want to experience,
and they're just in the crowd.
Yeah.
It's crazy. No, but. What was the final score? 19-1? What?
Not 19-1. Bitch, you tried it.
What was the score? Like, did anyone keep up to see really how close it was? Alex, what? Let's see. He pulled up what they went against each other. I'm not gonna lie. Ja Rule like murdered him. And it was obvious too, where Fat Joe like thought he had the crowd. And then Ja Rule was like, that was cute. And then came in and I was like,
but the problem really was, like Antoinette said, the fact that he was trying to come at him the way Jada came. And it's a different.
Can't do it.
Ja Rule is a pop star. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, he's a rapper, but he's a pop star. And so.
Well, one of the things that you and Alex both pointed out to, though, was that Fat Joe has a 20-year career and Ja Rule we knew for a span. And I really want to say, fuck you.
But Ja Rule had us in a fucking chokehold.
I was about to say, can I say fuck you to the culture of cancel? I think it was cancel culture that allowed all of us to allow 50 Cent.
It's not the culture. It was 50 Cent.
50 Cent, but
it was not the culture. It was
why
50
did we
Cent.
side with 50 and allow 50 to
50 gaslighted the shit out of us because 50 went and did. He told Ja Rule he was trash for singing on shit, and then 50 went and did the same shit Ja Rule did.
Well, he did.
Because 50 was because 50 was a bully.
And so why did we follow the bully? We never liked the bully.
No, we
supposed
do.
to like
That's
the
not true. That's not
easy
true. That's not
to
true.
make
We
fun
like the bully. We root for the bully. Yeah.
Ja Rule
Really?
has done some questionable
I don't root for the
things.
bully.
I mean, you have to think about the nature of competition, right? There's a very fine line between healthy competition and healthy combat and a bully.
But
it's a very thin line
too.
It's a very thin line. That's why hip hop is what it is. That's why so many people who are not from the East Coast or from New York were looking at the Verzuz with Dipset and the Lox like, oh my God, are they gonna fight? It's like, if you're not from here, you don't understand. This is the nature of the culture. This is camaraderie at its finest, actually, because it is healthy competition, right? But 50 Cent and G Unit's actual real life beef with Murder Inc. was not funny. It was real life shit. So. You couldn't really, unfortunately, at the time, it was like, well, yeah, it's true. If it's coming down to a competition of, you know, who's a scarier gangster, who's gonna go the furthest, who's gonna take it too far. 50 Cent was always gonna take it too far.
But 50 was also, he's the guy that can do the street shit and then go on The View and charm the fuck out of Whoopi Goldberg and Joy Behar. Like, it's just a certain pull that he has. Like, shout out to my sister because she was in a fucking 50 Cent video back in the day. She was in just a little bit. She was like, he is the most charming,
I can believe that,
sweet man, and it's easy to get wrapped up into that
can't believe
shit.
That?
No, he trolls women on the internet.
He's terrible.
Oh, no,
I say he can turn it on.
I was about to say, he's definitely a terrible human being.
That's dangerous. But Ja Rule can't really do that. But listen.
Well, yeah,
I'm proud of Ja.
I feel bad. I feel like the culture owes Ja Rule an apology.
100%. Wait, even after Fire Fest?
Yeah, because Fyre Fest wasn't the culture. That wasn't for us.
He scammed the white people.
Last year's Fyre Fest. What Chance said it. Last year's Fyre Fest is not the same as this year's Fyre Fest. That is a fucking star.
Last year's Fyre Fest is not this year's Verzuz.
No, he did it. Right. He did his fucking thing.
And you know what? And he had a comeback for everything Fat Joe said.
He did.
He was like, you know what? I may not have all that, but I got hits. I have timeless classics.
But even Fat Joe, and I'm not sure the song that he went to sing. And Ja was like, yeah, well, I wrote that, so go ahead and play it. And I was like, yo.
I gave you the verse. I gave you the fucking hook.
I gave you the...
But the crazy, when Fat Joe really was getting desperate when he was talking about, like, that shit was a hit years ago, that's nothing now. And a hit years ago is a classic, my guy. Right. Like, the shit that he's playing, do you hear the audience? You see how crazy when Vita came out? And then everybody's talking about Ashanti and she looked great. But Remy ain't no fucking slouch, yo.
Remy always.
By the way, I'm so mad. I saw her outfit and I started searching it. I was like, this gonna be my tour outfit.
I shit you not. I was like, yo, this shit is fire.
And then I saw it was a 3-piece Dolce & Gabbana set. I said, nope, that's out of the budget.
I said, wow, look at her.
No, this outfit, I literally started Googling it. Remy looked fucking phenomenal.
Wow.
Now, I'll be honest. Being in the building and also being slightly tipsy, I didn't realize all of what was really happening until I got on the computer the next day and got into the blogs. And I didn't realize that Vita and Lil Mo felt away because, again, this is a Verzuz. They're talking shit to each other and these bitches caught stray bullets.
Yeah,
they did. And they ain't get no bags either. It was just...
Yeah, that was nasty work. I was like, so you gonna give the two rich girls the Birkins? They already got them.
No fucking bags.
They already got Birkins.
Wait, who got the bags?
They Fat Joe gave Ashanti and Remy Birkins. He gifted them Birkins on stage after calling Lil Mo and Vita Dusty,
which was a stunt.
Right,
to try to win.
It was rude. Well, it was just rude. You don't need to shit on women, especially as a man. It's just like,
he did come out and apologize. He did correct himself. He apologized to both of them personally, but he said
it on Verzuz too. Though when he came out, he did. You could see him trying to shift because he was like, all right.
He also said that was said before anyone was really brought out on stage. Mm-hmm. I do love too how Remy went in and was like, "Girl, if you don't chill," like he apologized to y'all, and you already knew. I mean, it was interesting. Lil Mo and Vita are the ones that we're talking about. But what's crazy is, again, I didn't realize Nelly run across the stage to Ashanti.
He didn't run.
He did not run. He did not run.
But that was the first person he went to.
He took his sweet time in the middle of Ja Rule's passionate performance without a shirt. He crossed right behind him as he was performing to go hug Ashanti. Well, mid-performance,
as he
bro.
should. Look, how much time
he didn't give a fuck.
Together, I'd be mad as shit.
They was together for 10 years.
You better come over here and fucking hug
However,
me.
Well, Ashanti,
Ashanti, you shouldn't. You can wave.
Well, not only that, Ashanti said that she's currently in a relationship.
You wasted a decade of my life. You can definitely.
It wasn't
just wave.
a waste. I'm sure she learned something.
No.
From that
She said she wanted children. She wanted marriage.
Yeah,
she wanted a lot of things that he wasn't ready for.
She spent a lot of time, a lot of good years of her life with that man.
It wasn't no flags. I'm just asking.
What you mean?
Nelly wasn't giving ain't no signs off saying like, girl, I don't want no this picket fence now. Come on. Nelly was definitely please.
Nelly was saying
he was trying to will him into something. And I get it. We all do it.
We all do.
But you know what? The same thing actually happened similarly with Chili and Usher. Like she was ready for something at the time that Usher was not. And he wasn't.
That's true.
And I mean shit.
He was also 12. Chili, so relax.
Don't do that.
You ain't waste your time. You went to the daycare center and got a baby and it was mad. Like, what? I'm not saying anything crazy.
You're right. No, you are right. But Ashanti is older. Who's older, Ashanti or Nelly?
They're the same age.
Freeman. Are they the same age?
They're the same age.
I'm not faulting her at all. I'm just saying, like, if I spend 10 years with someone,
he's older. He's 46.
Oh, 6 years older. Yeah, bro, come on.
If I spend 10 years, but he was at like the prime of his shit, so I know he was outside. But like, if I spend 10 years with someone, please acknowledge that. Please come say hello. Like I've had some horrible breakups, but like,
you don't think they would have ran into each other backstage? Like to me, for you to make like it was.
She said she didn't know he was there. She said that.
Oh yeah, she did.
Yeah,
say that.
So
they ain't running to each other
after the
show, because it's also like this is a New York Verzuz, Nelly. Like Ashanti,
why are you here?
They all still live. Fat Joe in Jersey, Ja Rule probably in Jersey. Everybody live in Jersey, Long Island.
Nelly knew Ashanti was coming out. Was like Joe said he called him like, "Yo, you need me for what?" Like that's all I know.
He wanted to see Ashanti.
Right.
Because it was, I know we spoke about it a couple weeks ago. He is no longer with Chantel Jackson. So, yeah, I mean, I love that Ashanti came out and was like, listen, I know what y'all think this is, but I'm booed up now. I got me a whole...
And I love that for sis.
I do
because the way she came on that stage with that lovely...
She looked great.
That peplin leather situation with the... Ma'am, you killed that.
She looked great. She looked great. I will also say, too, on her live with Fat Joe, and it's also something maybe not acknowledged too much, she said that relationship, there was a lot to it. And so kind of what we were even talking about, I mean, shit, there's the Chris Brown, Karrueche, there's all these things in which that could have been really triggering for her to even be on the same stage with him.
Also why I'm like, don't come hug me. If we don't usually speak and we don't have that kind of rapport, don't violate my space to absolve yourself of whatever feelings you got.
There's friends, there's men in my past that honestly, I would be good with us not speaking because of how we ended. And so I agree actually like now to that sentiment. Like,
if it was unresolved, she did say, you're right.
You know what I mean?
But also if it's unresolved, you can wait till we're backstage. You don't have to walk across the stage in front of all these fucking people and put me on the spot.
Because now
That's
if I push you away, we're on cameras. Now I have to show up in a certain way.
Now I have to hug you because now everyone's going to, you know what I'm saying? It's whack. It's really whack.
This brings me back to our conversation, Bridget. We were having the conversation earlier this week about even proposals. And Bridget literally was like, if you propose to me, don't you dare do it in front of a lot of people.
Don't bring all these people around. Because to me, it's about us, right? When I think about my partnership, when I think about what I want my marriage to look like, at the end of the day, at this point, we've all had friends and family get married so much that we're like, the wedding is not for the couple. The wedding is for parents, grandparents, family members. You know what I mean? It's more to honor that, to merge the families for a celebration. But in my mind, the proposal is really, really personal. I would want to be proposed to just by ourselves, just us. I don't want it to be a spectacle for everybody.
My thing is, don't propose to me if we ain't talked about this already.
You can do it
in public, but we
that too.
And listen, in the house, on the bed, and
we gotta be talking.
We should have already talked about this a little bit. I gotta know how you want to parent. I gotta know what we doing, because if you ask me, just like,
those conversations should always come before a proposal. You should know how somebody's going to parent. You should know how somebody. But that's also, like you said, with the Ashanti and Nelly thing. Were there some flags? You know what I'm saying? Right. Like it's hard. Tricky. And you know what? That's something that I'm still working on, even with myself. Right? Even like being reflective about my past relationships and how I've chosen to show up in comparison to now, because we always do that, right? We can't help but compare our past situations to our current situation. And I'm always trying to figure out where I dropped the ball and where I messed up at. Because, there's relationships I've been in where it's like, well, I fucked that up because I cheated and I was a piece of shit at that time in my life. And I was emotionally immature and really selfish and on bullshit. You know what I mean? But then there's other situations I've been in where I'm like, okay, well, did I misstep? Or did I not see the flags? Or maybe I ended things too early or sabotaged something that could have grown into be something that was great, but I viewed something as a red flag. Like, where do we draw the line, even with myself, like drawing the line between things that are moments we can grow through and things that are actually red flags?
Bridget, that's something that I love about you so much is that,
I love you too.
I mean, I love you, but you take acknowledgement in a lot of spaces that unfortunately women don't across the board.
Accountability is a thing.
I think but as women with dating, we want the niggas to be ain't shit so much that we don't even acknowledge our faults. And literally, something that Bridget talked about today is ain't nobody gonna lie to you better than you lie to yourself.
Amen.
And unfortunately, in a lot of relationships, who we are and who we show up as partners, there's a lot of red flags that we wave in front of our own eyes that we do not see. Right. And we just put all of that blame on the men. And so unfortunately, even who we show up for in our relationships, following that relationship, we still want to put all the blame on men without acknowledging where we may need to pivot a little bit in how we show up.
Most things are co-creation.
100%.
You really feel that way?
Yes. Absolutely. Because honestly, I've been in relationships where I have had horrible experiences with men, and I have never cheated on anybody. I've never done anybody. I don't have that in me, but I have had red flags slap me across my face and have ignored them because of even if the co-creation is still something that's like, I'm not necessarily at fault.
Right.
There's certain things within me that I had to acknowledge of like, I was giving love to get love instead of just giving love. And so I would try to love these men enough and so hard that they would treat me right, that is not how love works.
No.
And that's not a healthy relationship. And I knew that and I continued the behavior. So that's my part that I played in it. And it was manipulative. At that point, you're using love to manipulate someone to act a certain way that you know is not in them, and you won't acknowledge.
Or it's a place that they have not arrived at yet.
Exactly, it's not in them yet.
Which is something for me that I think has been a really hard. That I've realized recently in therapy too is my ego. A lot of that is my ego. Is acknowledging that what somebody else is doing actually is not in response or in reaction to me. It's just where they are. And I'm over here like, how could you not love me? I'm fucking great.
Right.
What you mean you're not going to get this shit right? I'm amazing. And it's got nothing to do with me. Nothing. It actually has everything to do with the conditioning and past traumas and stuff that you don't even know. Because I'm learning that even now in therapy. It's like there's so much shit that I have not unpacked yet. Like things that I thought that I worked through already only because time passed. But Rob Hill Sr., who I love to death, is one of the most thoughtful men that I've seen post his thoughts and everything on the internet. Did you?
He was leaving. So Rob Hill did say he would come on the pod. Shout out to Rob Hill, good friend of mine.
He said something really, really impactful that will always stick with me, which is that time only heals the wounds you're willing to work on. Yeah. So time can pass and do all that, but it doesn't really mean that you've coped through and really sorted through how you felt about something. And you can always tell when it comes up what your reaction is and how you respond. And we say that a lot. Like there's things, we were talking earlier today and she said somebody's name and I was like, yeah, fuck that bitch. And I thought to myself, damn, I haven't even seen this person or talked to this person in almost 5 years, but that's still my energy. I'm still hurt.
But also sometimes fuck that bitch.
But yes, 100%.
A lot of times fuck that bitch.
100%.
Fuck that pussy asshole.
Right.
Fuck them kids. Fuck that nigga.
Oh no. Not the babies. Oh no, not the babies.
So again, I hope that y'all enjoyed the verses.
Yes.
I know that there's do we know the next one yet at all? I know
they said they had something big in store.
Well, I know that there's been talks about JD and Diddy. They've been going back and forth.
You know what? That wouldn't be a wash. Everybody's trying to say that would be that's not a wash.
No.
But Diddy did bring up a good point where he was like, Puff was like, yo, you got your shit, but like ain't nobody playing crisscross right now in the fucking club. They still playing my shit. And that's a legitimate argument.
But JD went way past crisscross. Like
I know.
He's a staple of the whole fucking South. Like let's be serious.
I know. That
and
wouldn't
again,
be a wash.
like we know that.
I mean, JD essentially was the P Diddy of the South.
100%.
He absolutely paved the way the same way. But I think that
they would need more than 20.
They have to do more than 20.
They would have to do more than 20.
I don't even want Puff to have to pick 20.
But also, guess what? I ain't seen artists come out and say JD ain't paid him.
What I love, and I was just gonna say, I love the fact that JD pointed that out. He was like, you can only play the artist that you don't owe money to.
No, he didn't say that.
He said that on Twitter, right?
No, somebody said that.
Someone else
JD
said
said you can only play the music that you produce, that you push the buttons on.
It wasn't JD that said that? Because I was like, damn,
JD is taking
shots.
That's too far.
I love it. I mean,
it's
that's
not.
how you have to talk
that's
with
some real
verses.
shit.
You know what it is? It's not too far.
It's not.
The problem that I have, and we gonna jump into this because we're fucking here.
I was already gonna say, since we're talking about verses,
the problem that I have, right?
Wow, you guys are really professional.
It's like Jesus, accountability versus social media and egos, like,
and also Karen Civil versus the industry. Here we go.
Oh
no. Is that not how we're getting into this? We may as well. I do want to start off. A lot of y'all know that we are on the JBN, the Joe Budden Network, in which we do share space and real estate with Karen Civil, who has the Girl I Guess podcast with Ming Lee. And this has been very interesting with everything that we've seen unfold. My ass got back on the Chatty House just to listen because I was nosy this weekend, child. I don't know. How do you want to start this? Because I do, you know what? I kind of want to start it just because my name was thrown around a little bit. And go ahead, Savon, get the bleep because this little bitch won't be getting any motherfucking anything from me. But basically, what?
We both have the same.
We bleeping because she like to name drop my motherfucking name. But what you not going to do is get clout off of me on any of my motherfucking platforms. So keep saying my name, sis. You will never get clout off of me. I want you to know that very clearly. I also want you to know that I'm not as industry as y'all fucking think. I be to my motherfucking self, and all y'all little industry niggas that think I'm your friend, I'm here to tell you I am not. So when I see you out in these streets, we can nod, what's up? Other than that, we're not friends. Don't be around here telling anybody that you know Mandii, because you don't. And that's all I wanted to say right there. And that's that. On the point of Karen Civil has gotten me checks. And while no one else is coming out here to say Karen Civil has done anything for them, Karen Civil wasn't late on my payment. So I'm also not here to bash her. However, two things can be true. My experience with someone does not mean that it's someone else's experience. So what I'm also not going to do right now on this platform is invalidate anyone's experience, because a victim is a victim is a victim. And I wouldn't do it for a sexual assault victim. I wouldn't do it for a domestic violence victim. I'm not going to sit here and hold someone's character to an esteem based on how they treated me if there's a different treatment with other people. However, this is where we're going to get into the business, the industry, and the likes of their such. So, Bridget, I want to pass you the mic, and we could go ahead and get into this. I just wanted to go ahead and address the motherfuckers that really was out here saying my name. I bleep that shit too.
I just don't. The part that's been the most disconcerting about this is that it has gone from, and I would like to ask y'all, really intelligently speaking, what accountability in these moments actually looks like, because. What seemed to be a moment of one woman trying to hold another woman accountable turned into a witch hunt, a witch hunt of slander against a Black woman who, regardless of the means, and I don't know her business well enough to know what is true and what isn't, so I won't speak on any and like as Mandii said, any of the experiences and testimonies around everybody's individual situations. What I will say is, the model of business in entertainment is exactly this. And there are way too many men that operate under this same guise that everyone, myself included, has witnessed and fallen victim to in this industry, that have not been chin checked or called to task on social media in the same capacity as this Black woman. And so what I would like to say to everyone that has not necessarily been personally and individually wronged in this moment, who has jumped on this bandwagon and exists in this industry, shame on you. Because there's way too many men who get away with this same shit, who take money without doing a job, who lie and mislead artists and take credit for things that they don't do the work for, and overpromise and underdeliver on a daily fucking basis. There are creatives, and my friend Tiffany Wright can attest to this. There are creatives, writers right now, and producers who are still trapped in publishing agreements that they cannot afford to purchase themselves out of, because they have been raped and violated so viciously financially by this music industry for so many years. So again, my heart goes out to anybody, any individual, Karen included, who has been wronged in this entire fiasco, because there's a lot of people coming out, right? But, and everybody can't all be wrong in their entirety, right? But as someone that has been a part of the entertainment industry for 15 years now, I'm looking at this as, like, I can name 5 people right now that do bad business, that have done shady deals. And they've learned it from the men like Puff, like JD, like the Jay-Z's. They've learned it from all of these billionaires and millionaires who have gotten away with it for years.
I want to say as well, with kind of what you just said, I, again, downloaded a little ghost account to hop on the chatty rooms to listen to everything that was going on. And Whack 100 was in the room. And I know people wanted to say that it was in defense of Karen, but he was in there saying, yo, I remember charging niggas 15 grand just to talk to Suge on the sidewalk. What you get out of it is what you get out of it. And he just literally went into saying, this is how we do business. This is how business is made. And one of the conversations that we also had was the fact that outside of industry, which makes everyone a celebrity, we all have access and know these people by face, and everyone is made into a celebrity in this industry. And what's crazy is Karen, just like Diddy, just like Jay, just like anyone else, operates the same way a CEO or COO is. And when you get into these spaces, the same way we've all questioned fucking Jeff Bezos, that nigga became a billionaire during COVID. And guess what? The moral ethics, when you get into business, everyone that you get into a room with isn't going to be completely satisfied with how business is managed, especially when you, I don't believe that shit.
I want people to be honest with themselves about the companies that they work for in their jobs and their careers, and understand that there's no difference, which is a conversation I had to have this morning. The only difference between the entertainment industry and any other corporate industry is the fact that everything is inflamed on the internet in our industry. That's it. That's the only difference, right? The moral code is exactly the same. The wealthiest people are 9 times out of 10 the shittiest people. They just are. I mean, we talked about it all last year about how Amazon employees didn't have health insurance. They couldn't take more than 2 weeks off unless they were hospitalized with COVID.
We
Not
also
tested positive, but hospitalized. You couldn't take more than 2 weeks off. And we're all sitting back watching this man go on a fucking space cruise.
We have also seen Kanye.
And we're still buying shit on Amazon.
I was going to say, we've seen Kanye talk about the creatives and what he wanted to bring and how people in large corporations weren't respecting him as a creative just to make good music, and have all of the artists under his label unhappy with how he runs shit. Because he ran
Tiana
shit
Taylor
like
out here ready to quit music because nobody at the label is really doing what they're supposed to be fucking doing.
It's a couple.
Like how many more people need to come forward and have this conversation? And also in these moments, what does accountability really fucking look like?
That's the thing. I think there's so many layers to this, right? You have the layer of like, people feeling wronged by Karen Civil, and then how do you approach reconciliation, or how do you approach, and my thing is like how do you get the justice for these folks? And I often think that people jump to social media because they feel like they don't have a voice, or they trying to stir the shit up. But like reformative justice is something that is done where like the community is involved, and the community makes a determination of what this person needs to do in order to, be able to be welcomed back into the community. The community right now is so hostile that it makes that almost impossible. And it's saddening to me. Like I wasn't paying attention to this. I saw it on the joints. I was like, all right, let me hop on YouTube. People put the, Clubhouse joints on there, so I'll listen there.
I want y'all to know also, Ryder, she may throw hands, she may not. But she said, all I know is I heard your name, and bitch,
I did. And that was the thing. I saw. I didn't even hear your name. I just saw you post, and you were like, keep my name out your mouth. I was like, who the fuck is talking about you? Like,
we gotta roll up on?
And then before we came on, I'm like, so what's the deal? How are you approaching this? Because your name was mentioned, so let me know what to say. What's not like, what's up? But I'm just saying, like, so here we have this situation. It's like, how do you fix it? And I don't know how you fix it when it's being done publicly in an audience, like in front of an audience where people don't want it to be fixed. People are there literally for entertainment, not to learn how to avoid these mistakes. What I heard on that Clubhouse thing, and what saddened me, was Joyner, like when he was talking about he gave her the $60K, not understanding you didn't give her $60K, you gave her X amount and a fee for her. So of course there's a fee for her within that money. She's billable time and hours, right? And then for you to say, just go do what you do, and not to have a conversation around what are you going to do? What are the goals? What are the KPIs? What are the metrics in which we're going to measure?
Like
do you know
key
how
performance
indicators. That he said, I gave you $60K to put your arm around me like you did Nip.
So instead of
Payola,
what?
He said that verbatim.
This
is why I can't be on Clubhouse.
He literally said, yo, I gave you $60K to do what you did with Nip. I wanted your arm around me like you did.
So they
Nip.
didn't do it on that platform. So let's do
Payola.
it on this one. So what we're saying is, artists, when you get into a situation where you are hiring people to do things for you, you need to understand. It needs to be written out. There needs to be a signed agreement on what this person is going to do.
There was an outline.
There
was an outline that was that where he was promised.
Got it, but he never got he never got the analytics. He didn't know what the money was going to.
There was no calendar either. There was no time trajectory.
That's not thorough enough. Like, that's not a real scope of work. So shout out to them for having that. But moving forward, you need to get real specific and you need to get real clear. And before you ask for help and before you offer help to people, you need to get real specific and real clear on what's going to happen.
But Antoinette, the crazy thing about this industry, though, and I say it all the time, a lot of us, especially us, Black people, we do not like this. The idea of entrepreneurship or artistry, a lot of us don't come up knowing anything.
Right.
And so,
of course not.
mind you, also I can remember all the jobs, like the careers that I had. Oh my God. Before I even got hired, the booklet and how thick it was. And guess what? That covered their ass for anything. Yep. Unfortunately, a lot of people don't want to pay the right attorneys to really go over the paperwork. But that's what I'm saying. So a lot of people are signing and just doing stuff based off of good faith.
Right.
Everything is fucking good faith in this industry. And because you think maybe you have a personal rapport with someone that you believe that they're supposed to just show up how you think a good person shows up. Yeah. But to be fair, like, paperwork has to be handled. And so the idea that, Joyner Lucas hasn't been able to maybe even sue her on whatever accounts he's speaking on publicly now also shows me, like, nigga,
well,
you're Joyner Lucas.
He also said he
now.
was afraid, though. He said he was afraid to speak out about it because he thought if he did, he would be blackballed.
At the time, he didn't want to be blackballed.
And that's a real thing,
which is a fear.
too.
That is a valid fear that most of these creatives have.
I don't.
Especially as it
Blackball
pertains
me,
to...
pussy assholes.
Yeah, but
that's your lane though. You're irreverent. Right. You're like, I'm gonna be who the fuck I am.
Also,
people gonna talk.
But also, you are successful, and only because of your thoughts and opinions and disposition. You're creating a product that is not necessarily you. You are not necessarily the product. You're creating a product. The discernment gets a little blurry between being valued and being used.
And how do you value art? That's tricky too.
So you don't know when you're being valued and when you're being used, just flat out used. And most artists get used. Most artists inherently get used, and not always because they're ignorant, but because at the end of the day, there are puppeteers and puppet masters that have been pulling the strings. The beautiful thing about where we're at now with technology is we don't have to rely on them the same way anymore, right? That model, that blueprint has kind of been, it's been dismantled, thank God, because a lot of artists have fallen victim to bad deals that they can't get out of and shitty situations where they're in debt. And so with this situation, my heart goes out to Joyner Lucas because I remember being in a situation where I felt really powerless around other creatives, oddly enough, like with producers and writers and stuff like that. Right. I didn't feel like I had the right or the power to stand up against, a producer who was trying to give my record to somebody else or like that. You know what I mean? Especially being new in the industry. I didn't feel like I had the right to do any of that. Yeah. But I also, in my mind, I was like, but I'm still valuable, right? Am I less valuable because somebody is now taking advantage of me?
Right.
Right.
No, you're right. I would just say in terms of this, anyone who like really busts their ass in anything, like you said, from CEOs to COOs, like the moral compass of really what's being happened. Like I'll be honest with you, I can't sit here and say I know any business person in the goddamn world at any time across any generation that did everything by the books to where not one person may be upset with them.
Right.
At the end of the day. And I mean, unfortunately, like we said, there can be truth to more than one thing at the same time. So Joyner Lucas can be in his truth. And again, on those the chatty sphere, I think that I'm looking forward to see how Karen Civil does hold herself accountable in these ways. But you have to understand her truth, especially for this, is that she wasn't wrong in the Joyner Lucas. I will say she admitted to some faults in the Jason Lee shit. And
which was wild.
The other bitch that won't be mentioned on this pod.
Yeah, it was
but that was unfortunate. And here's my thing.
And she acknowledged he has every right to feel how he feels.
Yes. So again, when you sit here and apologize and say, I understand why you feel the way you feel. I was wrong in this moment. I acted off of revenge. What does accountability look like when you acknowledge that you were wrong and you apologize? What more can I do? What's done is done. None of us can change the past.
I don't know if that's for her to determine.
Okay, so what does...
I think that's for... with restorative justice, that's for the community to determine, for Jason to determine what he needs in order to move forward. Some people will say that's money in a lawsuit, but you also have to deal with somebody who's coming from it I don't think restorative justice always has to be punitive. It's a situation where you need to come together to actually reconcile, understand why the person did what they did, and understand how to move forward.
Let's be honest with you.
That's just not realistic.
That's not realistic.
Because it's a broader conversation.
Yeah.
It's a much broader conversation. We're talking about years, decades and decades worth of, and we've watched it with every single biopic with an artist that we have seen in the last few years. But watching Billie Holiday, watching Aretha Franklin, you're watching all Tina Turner, all these stories about these artists that just get completely stripped of everything that they value and everything that they own. Over what?
But it's sad because all of this is rooted. When you think about all of this, the underlying thing, and maybe I'm going too far, is scarcity. People are operating from a place of like, there's not enough space, there's not enough money, there's not enough this, and there is so much space and so much money for everybody to.
Well, tell that to the people who don't want to share their resources either.
But
in
that's
this
the
space
thing.
of
It's like.
Because that's all. No, people sit here and once they feel like they got it, no one likes to be real. And I'll be honest with you, and I'm speaking to all creators. If you out here, just know you gonna have to get the shit yourself, because the people that you look up to, the people that you meet, no one wants to share their studios, their cameramen, their editors. No one really sits here and they can sit here and parade how much they want to support Black businesses. At the end of the day, Black people, for whatever reason, and this is speaking to Black creatives.
It's not just Black people.
No, Black creatives don't believe there's enough wealth to go around.
But that's not all Black. That's not just Black people. That's a lot. That's everybody.
But that's rooted in trauma too. It's rooted in scarcity. It's rooted in there was a real lack of resources within this community.
Right.
But so also, when you get it, you want to hold on to it.
But also you
gotta have compassion there too.
You see shit like this though too, and you have to sit back for a second and be like, damn, there's really no, from the outside looking in, there have really been no women that have visibly made the kind of moves and relationship building like Karen Civil has.
100%.
And I think that's the part that's been so devastating to watch this is the fact that her being one of the few women in the space that she's in with the level of rapport and respect that she has amongst men. It's hard to watch this. It is. No matter how much truth is coming from it or not, it's hard to watch.
Yeah, I think it's especially hard because, Diddy lives in our hearts and we love him and yada yada yada.
And
but
he
with
still ain't paid people.
I know. Yeah, it's very true. I mean, look, you had Mace come out and say like, "Oh, I'm trying to pay you for this shit," and you won't. You
have a lot of artists that have done that. I mean, you have artists now. I mean, that listen. Sorry, I just saw the screen.
Alex is really stirring the pot today, y'all.
Baby, let me take this, baby.
Scream Man is stirring the pot.
So wait, one of the last people to speak on Karen most recently was that of the Philly John, Meek Mill. And,
shout out to Philly. I love y'all so. Meek.
Do you want to read his tweets, Antoinette?
I really don't. Karen was my friend and turned on me for opportunity. ... ellipsis. Start having the blogs post a negative about me, poor Meek, on some conspiracy shit, LOL. I forgive her, but I definitely don't want to deal with y'all industry people that move like that, ! Double space. You should admit what you did to me too, TOO. Okay, Meek. !
The fact that he knew the right form of
baby, he looked that up.
But
I listen. I don't hate on Meek. I root for Meek. But then Meek's friend, I don't know if you got the other tweet. Then, or not Meek's friend. Then I think maybe Karen's friend responded. Was like, ain't nobody paying no blogs to talk about you. You was just fucking corny.
By the way, real quick, I know the Shade Room put her as JoJo Suya, which is literally just her funny name. Shout out to Steph. 11-8 is actually responsible and who helped Baller Alert be what it is today.
Oh, okay.
She no longer works for Baller Alert. She's with Revolt and a lot of other companies. But 11-8 is Baller Alert if you really want to get into it. So I know her name on Twitter is something funny. But for those of y'all who are saying she's a nobody or a troll account, 11-8 is the blogs. 11-8 was literally from the beginning, she was at South by Southwest early on. She knows a lot of people. She's been a good friend with.
And that's who said like, nah, you was just corny.
Yes, bro. And she's been a good friend of mine from when I had my blog, fullcourtpumps.com. By the way, yeah, I was a blogger back in the day. But she was one of the very first to blog and do what she did. But what she came out to say was that like Meek, no one had to pay to put corny stuff in the blogs about you because nigga, you corny.
I just want to say like Meek. That's the craziest thing. Like, dreams and nightmares come along, I'm going to get up, I'm going to act the rank ass fool.
Because that is it.
And I'm from Philly, I'm going to rep it. Meek's going to Meek the same way the Clippers clip. It's just like, you know it's going to happen. And you be like, God damn, Meek, like, I love you, but fuck. But she went on to say, and this is like, she went on to say that, you know, there's a lot of stuff that was held from the blogs, including the fact that when him and Nicki broke up, he broke into her house and was writing all over the walls.
What you think was on there? Did he say, hold up, wait a minute?
I don't give a fuck about anything else. I just want to know what was on the walls. And I want to know, like, it was probably so many spelling errors, double spaces. I just want to know what was on there.
Wait, you think he wrote in double spaces?
No, I think he was just carrying on. Like, what did you write on the walls, Meek?
But wait. What do you think he wrote it with?
That's the other thing. What did you write it with?
Or maybe a blunt edge?
I don't know. But, yo, shout out to Meek Mill.
How are we shouting him out now?
Cause man, that's the most Philly shit I ever heard in my fucking life. Like, this girl literally took you on a tour to keep your ass out of jail. She broke up with you, and then you broke into her house, started writing all over the walls.
Okay, honestly though, speaking of, can I ask y'all, as a woman, Meek Mill, Safari, or Kenneth Petty? Which one is the worst of the worst with the three? I'm just saying. No.
I don't need dick that bad. For real.
Look, you said, you know what? All three of them, I wouldn't even go.
I'm all right. Yes.
And God bless those men. But those unions, could you imagine? Imagine if Meek, no, dead. Like, imagine if Meek, like with the shit Nicki got going on, imagine if Meek and Nicki stayed together. Imagine the decision making coming out of that household. Dead ass. Like, could you imagine? Wow, what a time to be alive.
But you know what? To be fair, no, I think that Nicki would make all the decisions. That's the thing.
Terrible decision making coming out of that household. Oh, God. Are you kidding?
By the way, we're not shying over the fact that 100%, while a lot of people are shying away from it, I do sit here and believe that Nicki Minaj is not only wholeheartedly in the wrong for who she chose to marry, but the fact that she was also a part of intimidating a rape victim. I do not stand by that.
Was she?
And she's now, they're now being sued. There's evidence now. They're investigating.
It's bad.
It's really nasty.
Well, I mean, I'm not a person that supports the mandate of the vaccine, but I definitely I support everyone making their own individual choices. If you don't want to be vaccinated, it is your body, it is your choice.
But not your cousin's friends, brothers.
But I don't want to hear about,
like, ma'am.
I don't want to hear about them. I don't want to hear about the testicles.
How do I have another way to use a big testicle drop?
To the point,
I love
the fact that
show.
she has the drop is a lot.
Right, that's a lot.
But also. But no, the part that's very scary to me is that we still have to remind the public that you should not be taking scientific advice and recommendations from people that are not scientists and doctors.
I'm sorry.
It's just not like, I want people to stop. The fact that so many like health organizations and groups had to come out.
She got invited to the White House.
Like, Fox News, Tucker's stupid ass, ignorant ass Carlson.
That shit had me. He was like,
onto Fox.
He said, we don't, but then was like, we don't know if this is actually broadcast in Trinidad and Tobago, but
we don't.
Nicki Minaj, cousin's friend, brother, we're looking for you.
Everything.
Love to talk.
Everything in that.
When you have Tucker Carlson,
and Carlson on your side,
Candace, what's her name? Candace Owens sticking up for you. That's when you have to take a moment.
You got to scale back,
and you have to say, "Wow,
you got to scale back.
Let me think about what I said."
Far. You've gone too far.
Wait,
you gotta reflect.
Can I tell you though what Nicki Minaj did? Nicki Minaj said, "Man, I'm off that Twitter shit. I ain't even finna go on over there no more." You know what she reminded me of?
Sis?
But you know what she reminded me of? Have you ever dealt with a nigga who got caught with an iPhone and blamed the iPhone so he got an Android?
No.
Oh, well, that's happened. Let me tell you real quick. It's happened to me. Let me share this story. So I was fucking around with this nigga. He had a whole, little situation, and he got an iPad. got the iPad and didn't know that, when you sign in with your Apple ID, everything from your iPhone shows up in your iPad.
That's immature. Come on, you gotta know that.
But you know what? Guess what? Next thing you know, so the situation saw everything.
Green dots came through the next day. Like,
listen, everything showed up in the iPad. Nigga got caught. Literally next week, green bubbles switched to Android immediately because fuck accountability. If we're going back to it, fuck the accountability of nigga, you got caught. You blamed Apple as to why you got caught and switched your ass over to Android. And that is what Nicki Minaj did. She decided to say, since Twitter wanted to block me, I ain't going on there no more because y'all, I was just having a poll. I was just sharing my thoughts. Why would they block me?
No. And then she went against Joy Reid. You don't do that. Relax.
Wait, who's that?
Joy Reid has a show on MSNBC. She is a queen. We love. Shout out to Joy Reid.
It's a black queen.
Yeah, okay.
You need to know.
She is a really incredible journalist.
Shout out to Nikki though. I'm praying for you.
Wait, is that who she went back and forth with?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, no.
And your decision.
But that's the thing. It's like you can make your decision. I think that's where people are getting it fucked up. Where it's like, well, how could you tell her where to? She's so brave for. No, she made a decision for her body. I am a woman that is a pro-choice woman. I will not tell any woman or any man what to do with their body.
Yes, sis, pull out the vacuum.
I absolutely will not be telling anybody what to do with their body. However, you don't have to back it up with anything else. All you need to say is that it's not for you, and that's why you're not doing it.
Well, speaking of that,
don't give me some crazy cockamamie story about somebody who's trying to lie and say that instead of saying that he just got chlamydia, that now he like.
Chlamydia does not make your balls swell. That was something else. That nigga got something real serious. To be impotent.
Oh, Meek Mill ass bitch. What? Write it on the wall. Let me see how you spell it. Let me see. Double spaces and everything.
Spelled like potent. Potent is in the word with M in front.
No worries. What? No worries, Mandy. Only you know. Only you know.
That shit. We're not gonna do that.
Only you know.
We're not gonna do that. That's what we're not gonna do. Both of y'all done laughing.
It's the mids. It's cool. It's cool. She gonna be all right. She gonna be all right. That's crazy.
Oh man,
I fucking hate you. Oh my goodness. So we are gonna get into our freshly squeezed and Antoinette. So normally Bridget sings like this beautiful with freshly squeezed, and I can't do it. I do ad libs, but
that's
you do
how
like
I sound. That's your interpretation of me.
Bridget better keep on doing it.
Hold on. First off, you call me a fucking black preacher. Pastor.
You do.
And I don't think I sound like that.
With your pastor voice? You just haven't been to church in a long time. It's okay, baby.
Bitch, it's fine, because they all hypocrites in that bitch anyway.
Listen, a saint is just a sinner who fell down and got up.
Amen.
And the
hallelujah. Wow.
And the devil was once an angel.
Listen,
so
we worship over here on this couch. Okay?
Hallelujah.
That's
You lying. You just said on Sunday.
I watch TD Jakes every Sunday. You bugging out.
You just said you was watching football every Sunday.
Yes, and you know what? And the first game comes on at 1:00, and by 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, Bishop TD Jakes' service is over.
Who's your team?
The Giants.
Oh, sorry.
They're
the worst. They might be the worst team in the league.
I know.
But wait, I know who you.
No, we're definitely not. We're
loyalty.
definitely not the worst team in the league. There's worse teams than us.
There's definitely worse.
Do we
teams.
know that?
Yes, we do.
We'll see.
First off, I lived in Miami.
We do.
No one ever roots for the Dolphins.
And that's not true. My man actually roots for the Dolphins.
Does he?
Yeah.
Wait, you're a Dolphins fan?
Parks, you're a Dolphins fan?
Wow.
Wow.
Dan Marino ain't been there forever. You ain't got to root for them no more.
Yeah.
He done been left.
My man grew up on the Dolphins too. He loves the Dolphins.
Yeah, maybe because y'all both had Marino jerseys, but he's gone, been gone. Like, y'all could root for a team that wins now.
As long as,
it's the loyalty for me.
Is that what
the loyalty?
I
like it.
It's the loyalty. I'm riding for my Giants, okay? We're the only people that beat Tom Brady in the Super Bowl twice.
It's okay. I'm still a Magic fan, so
the Philadelphia Eagles beat Tom Brady in the Super Bowl with a backup quarterback.
That's fine.
Here we go. All right.
Our quarterback should have been a backup quarterback.
Thank you.
Oh, so you're an Eagles fan?
Of course. The loyalty.
The Dirty Birds.
Excuse me?
They are. They're
Watch
birds.
your mouth.
Dirty Birds.
Excuse me?
Also, they're eagles. They're not even the bald eagle. They're just eagles. Like, the bald eagle is for the... like, it's just the eagle.
The bald eagles is a terrible name for
the bald eagles would be a terrible name. It would be a terrible name.
I love my man bald. I don't know what y'all talking about.
I mean, listen, I'm just not...
How did we get there?
I'm just happy football season is back, and Sunday in America is for church and football. That's how we give it up in my house, at least. We watch TD Jakes every Sunday. We do.
Okay, kicking field goals for Jesus. I see it.
Absolutely.
Field goals for Jesus.
You know who did not kick a good field goal? Yes, no.
Look, this is not a sports podcast.
Never mind.
And y'all don't want to hear women talk about sports because y'all are all misogynists, but that's a whole nother story.
Y'all don't want to hear us talk about this shit. No way.
No, seriously. Do you hate me? But Antoinette, can you introduce us into our freshman
I don't
queen?
even know how the little ditty goes. Just do it, Bridget.
Not the little ditty.
The little ditty.
We are such aunties.
I don't even know how the little ditty go.
Jingle go?
It's freshly squeezed.
Yeah.
She did it.
Yeah, baby.
That's it.
Your turn.
No, I just can't today. I just don't have it. I just
can't today. She just said no to us like we were selling candy for our football team. I just can't today.
First
coming off
let me
COVID,
tell you-
I ain't got no fucking voice.
Listen, that's a whole nother
I just
conversation.
can't. Oh my God, that's right, you did, and you're fine now. Praise Jesus.
Yes,
Praise
I'm
Jesus.
okay, everybody. I'm not out here.
By the way,
tested negative. She's fine. She's
Antoinette
good.
was supposed to be here 2 weeks ago, and she said, "Baby, the way I'm positive."
I said,
I'm positive that I have
that
COVID.
wasn't COVID-19. I had COVID 2021.
Oh, shit.
That shit was like, it got me.
And what's crazy is you are vaccinated.
I am vaccinated. I'm fully vaccinated.
It's not crazy anymore.
No, it's
And
not.
I'm not
crazy
even
anymore.
out here. Like,
you don't even be
some people.
outside.
I mean, that week you
I ain't
was.
gonna let. First of all,
Yo, you
every
know
place
what's
that,
mad
every
funny?
place that I went to, you needed a negative test to go.
No.
You
The
did.
funniest shit ever is that Antoinette does not go outside
At all.
And the 1 week,
At all. At
the
all. At
one
all.
week she wanted us
Got
to go
me.
out, and I was like, nah, I can't. Mandy was just vaxxed. Or
I
just
never
in
asked
between.
nobody out. Yeah, no.
No,
You never, like, ever.
Off,
But I didn't get it from there.
I know.
Can
but
I also shout out your friend?
Who?
If you all are also into supporting Black artists, I believe we talked
Yeah.
about this the last time, or we were going to his. So Lalu,
Lalu.
he actually is the set designer
Yes,
for
for
Charlamagne's
Charlamagne.
new show.
Oh, that's fire.
And so
love
I met him, and I was like,
Oh, he's so sweet.
So I went up to him and talked, and I was like, so my friend brought me to your show, and I just want to know, your artwork is phenomenal. And I was like, yeah, your parents were there, and was like, Nigerians aren't really artists, and so they didn't really get your work. They want you to be a doctor or a lawyer.
Yeah, get a real job. Get a real job.
Art
He's
is
a
that a
lawyer. He graduated to be a lawyer. Yeah.
That's fun. That's
Yeah,
crazy.
he was like a civil rights attorney.
That's amazing.
Wow. And now he's a
Lalu.
phenomenal artist. But yeah, I ran into him this
love
week.
that. I love that.
So shout out to him. But no, you don't go outside, y'all. She also works remotely. So I don't even know when. And she don't even have a nigga. So you can slide in her DMs now. We want her to find love.
She smells good.
I smell good.
She smells
so good.
Her skin is soft.
My hair, I don't have no debt.
Nah, she be
But also she
cooking.
wear one of those Birkenstocks on your first date. So
I really will though. That's the thing. You got to love me. Just the knees up. Keep it there. Because the feet, I will be comfortable.
I hate you so much.
man.
Well, let's get into some new music. There's a whole lot.
I know. What are you gonna play?
So, I want some honorable mentions. And
Okay.
although I don't really even be fucking with them crackers like that, Sam Smith just dropped a song with the vocals of Summer Walker in the background.
Of
and
all
it's
the
beautiful.
crackers, I was not thinking she was going to
Right.
say Sam Smith.
I mean,
Sam
of course,
Smith?
bitch, he got soul. Do you hear him? He sound like a black
I
man.
know, but
That's why I'm
that's why I
surprised. It's
didn't-
like that's as
I didn't
far.
equate him to that.
No, he's still a cracker.
Sam Smith doesn't give crack.
He doesn't give cracker
energy.
vibes.
Why? Because he's from Europe.
No,
it's
because he
because
has
he's
soul.
Okay.
You can't be soulful and be a cracker. It's not how it works.
I guarantee you his family members are not as soulful as
But
him.
not him.
Not
Well,
him, though.
anyway, he's still a cracker, but I wanted to shout him out because I love him and his gay ass, and he has a song with Summer Walker, and everything that he puts out, like, I miss him. I want some more projects from him. He was recently on the Dear Evan Hansen project. I'm not really going to play that because this is not my...
Ben Platt. Oh, it's a soundtrack.
Yeah, it's a soundtrack. It's a soundtrack.
Okay.
But also, I love, again, what LVRN is doing. To get Summer Walker on a song with Sam Smith,
Oh, yeah.
I'm excited to see where else they place her. So really excited about that. I just wanted to give that an honorable mention. And also, I know we brought it up and have played a lot of stuff from her, but 7th Streeter, I'm sorry, finally released her album that you guys can get now. A few weeks ago, I played her single with Chris Brown. Yes. So she recently dropped Drunken Words, Sober Thoughts.
And by the way, this is an album that has been years in the making. So shout out to Seven for really sticking through with her process and completing it and doing a great job and releasing it. Do you think, sis?
No, 100%.
Really
She has,
lucky day.
Girl, and that was the song I was going to play while you sitting here saying you play feels. So y'all, I did actually want to say I was not really in love with any of the hip hop drops this week personally. So you're not getting hip hop from me. And again, one more honorable mention before I play Feels by 7th Streeter and Lucky Day. I want to give a huge just shout out and love to Lil Nas X. He dropped Montero, and while the project is really good, it's still, to me, very poppy. And what's crazy is my favorite song on the album was him and Miley Cyrus. But I also felt like,
love Miley Cyrus.
Shit, this is, like, that was my favorite song. But I also felt like, damn.
Miley Cyrus' voice
I feel white.
It's incredible.
I feel white. I felt like it was really poppy. But Montero is a really, really good project. Y'all know he has Jack Harlow on there. He has a song with Megan Thee Stallion.
with Elton John.
And Elton John.
Doja
Cat. It's a really good project, and I know he said that he put his all into this project, and this was a really good project. But let me play again, guys. For those of you wondering, this album is now out, and I now want to play for you. This is the song featuring Lucky Day. Here we go, and it is called Feels.
Oh,
I know we starting off real.
it's peaceful.
I need peace, bitch.
We know.
God, don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that.
That's amazing. You heard it. I need peace.
This wait, I can't say bitch after peace?
Yeah, you can.
All right.
I'm here for it.
I know that's right.
Child.
I think she's referring to good dick, by the way, guys. Read the lyrics. It's for sure good dick that gets you in your feelings.
This is very ethereal for her.
No, it is. It's different. Mm-hmm. And y'all know I just did something with colors. Mm-hmm. I love something with a male artist and a woman artist. Yeah. And this gave me everything different from Chris Brown and her, which is why I like it.
I love this. I love this.
Being added to my sex playlist. So basically, she spoke about the song, and it was about her stepping away and having kind of like a fling with someone that she ended up catching feelings for. And I just feel like, again, like, unfortunately, whether you're monogamous, whether you're even in something like an open relationship or a poly relationship, that is one thing all of us have zero control over, is catching feelings for someone or your partner actually having a connection with someone else. And unfortunately, just as people, we all allow each other to have multiple friends. And, you know, when we get into relationships, we really just feel like that person should only have feelings for us. And to me, that's also not a realistic thing to do. And so just listening to this song and her even talk about it, she did talk about it on Joe Budden Pat. Fuck y'all for not letting her come over here on our couch. But the conversations were great. And I will say, for a room full of men, they did a great job actually having her talk about the album. So knowing that I think a lot of us have been in this space before, where we really did maybe love who we were with or loved an ex and couldn't believe that we caught feelings for someone else. Like, it's just like, it's just a beautiful song. And shout out to Lucky Day. even though he never went out to dinner with me. I tried to shoot my shot at Joe's pool party. Oh, I ain't gonna hold you.
Did you?
I said, I'm going to LA after this. You'll be there? Let me take you to dinner. Oh, Lucky is fine. Mm-hmm. And I found out he was in his 30s because he looked like he's 22.
He looks like a baby.
No, bitch, he's a grown man.
Rockabye baby.
Lucky. Right. Come join us on the couch, baby. I won't hit on you anymore because clearly it didn't work. But
you saw his Essence Fest performance?
Oh, bitch, I thought you were going to say dick print. No, I didn't see that.
What?
I'm sorry.
Why, though? Tell me why you thought I was going to say
because
that.
It's me. I've seen pretty much everything Lucky Day. Like, he's one of the people that, like, when I just don't want to watch TV, I go on YouTube.
Yeah.
And when you type his name in, it just goes through all of, like, his performances, his music videos. Like, there's, like, a playlist that Lucky has on YouTube.
He's special.
He
really
is
special.
Yeah.
And beautiful.
Yes.
Ooh, his skin.
If you fast forward on this, sir, he takes his jacket off. I was at my homegirl house like,
but you know what? It could be because it's pleather. He was probably hot.
he's probably hot, but baby.
That look like a hot.
Take it out.
That's a hot shirt.
No, those lights look hot too.
Bang
Shit.
bang, there it is. I saw it.
Ooh.
All right.
Oh, there we go.
Oh, fine. Look at his skin.
All right. So,
Sorry for those of you listening. So are we all R&B today,
it's
guys?
all R&B
I love
today.
it. Let's
It's
go.
all well, not all R&B. I mean, I do, since we have more honorable mentions. I do want to shout out my girl Kitty Cash, who is also a DJ. She dropped a single with Kiana Lede, who I love, called Just Fine. And also, if you were in New York, then you probably got a chance to go to SOBs and see Thames, because she had a show in the city. And I'm kind of mad we missed that. She dropped an EP. She dropped an EP called If Orange Was a Place. And I actually wanted to play a joint from that EP called Crazy Things. So
You was gonna come through with some Afro beats.
You know I had to come through with the Afro beats because it's giving vibe. It's Afro.
understands me.
Yeah, I love. We on the same page. We on the same page always.
Like,
all things Afrobeat, I'm here for. So this is Thames, and this is called Crazy Things. Her tone is so dope.
I love
man.
it. Sounds like me. the deep rasp.
You don't even know the kind of thing.
I don't like how they hit that ass on that shot.
They always do for her.
They do? Interesting.
It's got to be some kind of direction from her.
They don't want to sexualize her, which I'm
I
not
think it's
mad.
from her.
Crazy things are happening. If you need somebody's grace, if you need somebody's grace, happening. Yeah.
Hey, man.
Come on, Thames.
Now this is a short play project, but how do you feel about her and Brent Faiyaz? How was that song?
We can play it. I don't.
I mean, if you,
I'm not a huge Brent Faiyaz fan.
Really?
No, I'm not a huge Brent Faiyaz fan.
Why is that?
Something about his voice bothers me. I don't know what it is.
Oh, okay.
Womp. Yeah, like
Sorry to you.
I know that I'm
Sorry to that
I'm
man.
wearing that. It's his vibrato
The tone?
maybe. His
Oh,
vibrato
vibrato.
bothers me. Yeah.
I mean, we don't have to play it then, because this is her, right?
This is her and Brent Faiyaz. The song is called Found.
Y'all better be lucky I can't sing, bro. God, Bro, y'all lucky as fuck. Y'all thought y'all heard me enough. 3 punts, oh my God. I can't talk that much. Bitch, if I was a singer, I would be Russ.
I would have been fine with just her on this, to be honest.
I like it
I
so
didn't even
far.
know she had an EP out. This just came out? Like when?
Yeah. Well, like a week or so ago, 14th. Couple days ago? Is that a couple days ago?
Yeah, a couple days ago.
Yeah. Yeah, like I love this guitar situation.
Yeah.
I like the words. Okay, Brent Fire's got the next verse. He sounds good to me.
He said 3 words.
Okay. All right, well, sound good to me. I'm gonna get the project. That sound cute to me.
I like it.
Yeah,
I like it.
That's cute.
It's a little vibe.
All right.
It's a little vibe.
I know it's an
subtleties.
unpopular opinion. You know what it is too? The toxic R&B shit just makes me roll my eyes.
Oh,
I
okay,
think that's what it
and
is
you know
too.
he thrives
It's the
on
content.
toxic
Yeah,
R&B.
it's the content
It's
too.
the content.
And I
Probably
will
not
say
even the voice.
It's probably more the content than the voice.
Yeah.
But it's both. It's like you're not even singing for real, and you gonna be toxic.
And you gonna be toxic.
No, beat it. That's just my own.
Wait, so what type of R&B do you prefer then from male artists?
Love.
Right.
I mean,
she said, just give me music, soul child.
Look, that's not music. God damn it, man.
What? No, but I'm saying he does have a song called Love.
I know, but that wasn't that. That was Diane.
Love.
That was Sing it.
So many things I got.
She won't even look at it. She won't even turn her face.
my eyes are
Because
welling up.
that is a voice. Wow.
That is a voice.
That is a voice.
Fuck both of y'all. The fact that y'all are really supposed to be my
No,
friends.
can you just hold? No, it's beautiful.
I want you to stop.
Can you just
I
hold
want you
one
to
note
stop
for a long
right
time
now.
so I can hear the
Stop right now.
vibrato?
Just stop where you are. Just you stop it.
She said,
I can't even do it.
I'm crying.
I'm
in here crying.
I'm crying.
That's amazing.
Why are you doing me like
No,
that?
I'm not. That was just.
I gotta tap my eyes.
Bitch, I'm T-Boz.
You are. Yo, shout out to T-Boz. That's a shame. T-Boz gonna fuck you up. She's ever
What?
see you. She don't play that.
Oh,
I'm scared of her.
all of TLC, when it really get into it, bitch, I could sing along with T-Boz. You want to do it? Let's do it.
Because T-Boz ain't.
Because she got the same
Let me
voice
shut
as
up.
me.
And
Me and
Tony-
T-Boz have the
Tony
same.
Yeah, shut up. It's
Okay,
okay.
Tony
no,
Braxton
no,
does
no,
not
Tony,
have
no,
the. Tony can sing
No,
now.
I'm saying,
don't
I'm
do
saying,
that.
I'm
Don't
saying
do
the
that.
low
Don't do that.
notes.
Oh, the low notes.
The
But
low
Tony's
notes.
not raspy like that.
That's true.
What?
You sound like you smoked 15 packs of cigarettes today. God damn. She said,
Savon, you better stop laughing. You better stop. You gotta
He
see
said
me.
my fault.
You gotta see me when she leaves the
don't-
studio.
It don't even be rasp. It just sometimes the note it just be static, and it's hard.
So I creep.
Go
Yeah,
ahead.
just keep it on the down low, cause nobody has to know for sure.
Not
What,
the worst.
excuse me? Say it again. That's that Meek Mill coming back in. It's in you.
I messed up.
He
all
live
the-
in Miami now. That's that Florida shit.
First of all, I messed up all
That's what he wrote on the wall.
I messed up all the
Antoinette
words.
is somebody auntie.
That's
Somebody,
what he-
it's in you.
I mess up all the words to songs, and I just sing what I think it is. Okay.
I do too, but that's
But why-
amazing. I wouldn't do it publicly.
Wait, can I ask?
I would figure it out first.
Can I ask both
You
of
got
y'all?
a computer right
wait,
there.
Wait,
Google
wait,
it.
no.
Oh,
Can
shit.
I ask both of y'all? Because you had an
shit.
album and you sang for real, like, you know.
I had an album too.
Okay.
Yeah, I didn't
Yeah,
know
we
we
have
had
albums.
albums.
Sorry, both of y'all
She
got albums.
has Grammys.
Can I ask you, like, when singers like be singing the songs, does someone come in there and try to see if they know what they're saying without looking at the lyrics. Because y'all just be saying words the wrong way to where it just doesn't sound like that's the word that's being said.
We sing words a certain way depending on how it sounds.
Yeah, and so see now, so don't be messing me up.
Sometimes it's not the right enunciation.
And so don't come to me for messing up the words when singers do that.
Depending on the note, sometimes you have to change the vowel to get up there, depending on where it is.
The inflection is different.
Yeah. Okay, good to know.
You just added words.
But that there was no excuse for that because that wasn't really the case.
Those words didn't go there, but it's okay. It's all right, sis.
But shout out to you.
Play your little freshly squeezed.
Okay. Well, if we having honorable mentions real quick, I just want to shout out the homie Armani White on Mandy's shirt. He came out with a new single last time I was here.
He did. And I
played his
it.
shit.
You
played it? Okay,
yes.
cool. So y'all know about it. Things We Lost in the Fire.
If y'all haven't, yes. Armani White did just drop. Yes, Things We Lost in the Fire. Yeah. Amazing artist from Philly. Yeah. And nigga, until you get on the couch, that's all the mentions you get here on this goddamn podcast.
Bring your ass. He be in Brooklyn. You know he be in Brooklyn all the time, right?
I'm about to say, like, that's down the road. You better drive up here.
I was about to say, Philly is right down the street.
Yeah. Armani, I give you a ride. Come on, baby.
Damn, but this something on with your new car. No, you giving everybody rides.
That raggedy ass, regular ass Ultima. Stop playing with me. So this is listen. Everybody got that. So this artist, actually, you said that you played her before, but I just want to give a backstory. Her name's Kirby.
Yes.
And Kirby
could sing her ass off.
She could sing her ass off. She could write her ass off. And maybe like, I want to say 8 years ago, Kirby was a big fan of the Around the Way Curls blog back then because it was a natural hair blog. So she reached out to us and was like, hi, I'm a big fan. And she was like, if you could just like promote my thing. She was not signed yet. And she was on YouTube and she was determined to get like discovered. And so she wrote a new song every day and posted a new song every day. And the pledge was to do it for 365 days for a year. So I think she got to like, it might have been 100 and something before they snatched her ass up and was like, is this chick serious? And every song was beautiful. She'd be at her piano, killing it. So Kirby is like a real artist, real writer. I really, really like her. We recently reconnected on IG. And this song toxic as fuck, but it's dope. It's called Break Her Heart for Me by Kirby.
Oh shit.
She's so cute. Look at her.
Another one with the tone. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Kirby.
Huh?
But y'all ain't like my tone. Fuck y'all bitches.
Don't sound the same.
Damn.
Right. Do you hear the words to this?
Sheesh. Listen.
It's about, hey, I ain't gonna hold you.
This is
it's about to be my anthem.
This is where we at.
Ooh. I'm building a soundtrack right now, bitch, and it's going on it.
Oh God, that wasn't even.
I know.
Look at how the stars align.
It does, bitch. You played that one. She said, "Nigga, break her heart for me."
Listen. Nigga, break her heart.
That's cute.
Yeah, it's cute. It's chill. Nice little chill vibe.
Do you know why I love this too? I love this song because so many men have made songs like this. Mm-hmm. I just immediately think of, someone who's super, you got Mario. I know that Trey Songz, what was Trey Songz' song like this? Where he's pretty much saying, you're with a man, but I could do you better. Oh.
Can't help but wait.
Can't help but wait. That's what this song brings me to. Mm-hmm. Like, Like, nah, like leave him. He's not treating you good. Just leave him. And I can't help but wait for you to leave him till you get
And I don't want to get between you and your man.
lies.
Nigga, bitch, you
You
do.
gotta
But
put
I
that
know
frog
I treat you better than he
at the end of it. You know how he be doing.
I could actually yodel.
that frog vibrato.
I can't
Be like,
help but wait. Oh, that sounded good then, right?
Yep.
Bro, I be hating you.
Please
dog.
stop asking me.
Yeah.
Please stop asking me.
That was it. It's like a mom when her kid trying to do something like, baby, that was it. Yep. Good job.
Well, I hope that you guys enjoyed the Freshly Squeezed selections for this week. All R&B, but again, honorable mentions.
Oh,
Shout
yeah.
out to everybody. You have anyone else with honorable mentions?
Kaylani dropped a song called Alter that I wanted to play because my boy Pop produced it. Pop is from Philly. Do you know Pop?
Oh, no, but shout out to him.
Well, I say shout out to
Pop is
Kaylani.
from-
I've been
Pop is
thirsting
from
over her.
You know what? I
pictures
have
all
not
week.
gotten into her, and I need to.
I love
I know I
Kehlani.
do. It's somebody that I know I need to. I just haven't done it.
I really like what she's doing, how she's looking. She's great.
Yeah.
How we doing Alter?
All right. Well, this is Alter, guys. Kaylani, some more R&B for you.
Yeah, and Pop. Shout out to Pop. Love Pop. Dope ass producer.
He's still in Philly?
I think so.
Shout out to her stylist.
Oh, my God.
Right.
That's gorgeous.
Yeah. Also, it's very different for her.
What's her
Like-
background, Kalani? What's her
Her ethnicity.
yeah.
Is she like us?
I believe she's mixed, but I think she's
with
mixed
what?
with more than black and white. I think it's black and white. I think she's got a little Latinx in there.
Yeah, because this is I'm seeing like orishas and like she's
Yeah,
talking
I
about the
think it's,
altar and offerings in the video at least.
I mean, she's definitely mixed race. I'm not sure all of
I
the.
wouldn't dig that deep into the video though, because we see a lot of devil worshiping now in
Oh,
videos.
That
and
is
doesn't
not
mean-
devil
What?
worshiping.
Damn,
is
she got
it?
some ivory tusks though. That's kind of fire.
What is it?
No, not having. I have an altar in my house.
Oh. I'm just saying, I know people that did voodoo and shit, and they had altars too. So
Yikes.
I just don't trust
it's-
none of that stuff.
A lot of people just create an altar space for you to
Like for prayer.
on our ancestors, make intentions, those kind of things. But whatever.
Well, I just have a journal.
And a therapist.
Like, and a
you go.
therapist
Yeah.
and Bridget.
And there you go.
Oh, and you
Here we
too.
are.
And you.
And
you
that's
know?
that.
Yeah, chicken soup for the
Okay.
teenage soul. That's
I used to love
what
that.
I
I
know.
used to love that, yo. And that's showing our real age. Because the girls
Remember
don't
chicken
know
soup
now.
for the teenage soul.
They're out of. They don't have.
I don't think there's new books that are dropped.
chicken soup.
Chicken Soup for the Teenage Soul
I
was
used to
what
think
you
that was
read.
so deep.
It was a coming of time. Like that's kind of what you read, and I mean there was even like aspects of it that you knew you probably shouldn't even
Coming
read.
of age.
Oh, whatever, age, time, same thing. No.
I didn't even hear that. Meek. She Meeking.
We're not going to do that, and we're not going to turn Meek into
a verb. I can do that.
We're turning Meek into a verb.
I'm from Philly. I love him. I do.
She
but I'd be like, oh,
not
child.
she Meeking.
Oh God.
Damn, you done turn that nigga into a verb.
That's about to be a new thing. I'm Meeking.
All right. I do got to play a snippet of Kitty Cash only because it's also LVRN fam, and
yes,
we love them as well.
Kitty Cash.
Also because I'm always really pleasantly surprised when a DJ decides to be an artist and they actually don't suck.
Oh shit.
It's great.
It's the subtle shade
shots fired.
It's great.
It was shots fired for me.
It's top tier.
This song is good. It's just good. It's just what it is.
She singing?
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Yeah, this is great.
Oh yeah, I'm with the shits.
But
Nice.
wait, is this genetics? Like, how do y'all just get voices like this? Like, why didn't I get one?
Because you got other talents.
Ooh, I can talk and suck dick. Thanks, guys. God, you were great.
You have more talents than that. Stop.
Facts.
Okay. Josh, stop laughing. This is beautiful, by the way.
Shout out to Kitty
that's
Cash
dope.
and
Shout
Kiana
out to
Lede.
Kitty Cash.
Now everybody over at LVRN, we love y'all.
Love y'all. All of y'all. Well, I kind of actually wanted to talk to you. I know we talked about, a lot about just working hard. And earlier on, Bridget, you opened up about, just things that you've been discussing in therapy and really acknowledging yourself. And it's crazy because I kind of even I brought this up to you and also recently to...
What's my name?
Antoinette, don't do that, bitch. Don't do me. I mean, we did.
She looked at me and was like,
bitch, because I am on like my sixth glass of wine because Bridget is in sober September, so we're not splitting between three people
now.
It's just two, and
Antoinette is slowly sipping.
Oh, she's nursing.
I'm
like
falling asleep.
like a baby.
I'm trying.
Oh, the Burks came off. Sis.
Look, I see the fat back, position the pillow.
Okay, you saw the little lean.
That
I'm
should
so.
be you're
It's like
so
Antoinette, you fall
old.
asleep. Nah, girl, I'm resting my eyes.
No, my lashes is heavy.
You know you old when you take the shoes off and kick back, bitch. She is lounging on set right now, y'all. You know what? We might have to get our 20-year-old
You want
friends
some of this
up in
coffee
here.
instead?
We gotta get our younger
Shit.
friends in here to spike.
I'm over here.
I'm here.
No, but I wanted to, I guess, again, just a vulnerable moment, like share with you guys kind of, it's not even an awakening because I still don't have the solution for it, but I was talking to my therapist. My meetings are every Friday, and I was talking to her, and not only was it the first time I used the word depressed in terms of saying why I was, is that I feel like I'm just working. Like, not only do I feel like a bit overworked, mind you, I got into a space where I thought I was fucking done with my man, and I was like, oh, not gonna have a boyfriend anymore? Let me apply for jobs. Bitch, I was applying for jobs just to like fill in maybe any empty space that I thought I was about to prepare myself
To avoid
for.
how we were about to feel.
And she said that she was
Correct.
like, we have to work on you not acknowledging, just confronting your emotions. And what I do is I work to not have to confront my emotions. But what I was telling her was my problem outside of COVID, and COVID bringing a lot of things as far as the unknown goes to a lot of us in our jobs. I was just like, I just feel like I'm working. Normally I'm able to work with a 1-year set plan or goal, 5-year plan or goal. And my friend came in to town, shout out to Jazz. She's an attorney, by the way, in LA. And she was like, so what are your 5-year goals? And she asked me this literally right before my therapy session. And I literally almost broke down to her. And I was like, what sucks is in this space, not only is it ever changing, I've been podcasting now for 5 years and I left my career for it. But when I was in school, and when you're in school, also when you're a teenager, let's start from the very beginning. When you're a teenager, you know to finish high school. You know, when you finish high school, you got to go to college. Yeah. You know, when you finish college, you got to get a job. You know, once you get a job and you're situated, now you have to figure out your personal life. And you have to get a husband or a family or buy a home. And there's all of like these natural progressions of life. And now that I'm in a space that I love, but also is ever changing and unpredictable, and I'm only relying on myself. When I was an accountant, my first year, I was a tax analyst, second year analyst, then a senior analyst, then into management. There's always these progressive steps that I don't feel like I have right now in my life. Mm-hmm. And I talked to her and I was just like, I feel like I'm working, but I don't know towards what. And I said, that becomes really, really, for someone who likes to be in control of not only themselves, their emotions, everyone around them, and what's going on with my life. I like to feel like I'm in control. I said, I completely feel like I'm out of control. And I ended up talking to Bridget shortly after my therapy session. And she said, you know what that is? Your 30s.
Mm-hmm. That's your 30s.
And it's like, I literally hit it when I was in my 30s. And I don't know. I know that you're currently working from home and have a lot to do. I know, Bridget, you're in a pivot space at 35. Yeah. And I just kind of wanted to even bring this conversation to the pod because I know a lot of the people that listen to us are probably fairly in the same space with all the aunties and uncles follow us over here. But I wanted to know, how do both of you get out of the space or rut to where you feel like you're just working to live? How do you just enjoy living? Because right now that's where I'm at. I just feel like I'm working, but I don't know towards what. How do you guys get yourself out of that rut? And how do you guys really like have goals, even if you don't, if that makes sense?
You want to I'll let you go first.
So I don't think that I'm out of that rut. I think that I can identify with how you're feeling, and I'm exploring ways that I'm trying to figure it out. I think for me, I'm in a place where I still have a 9-to-5. I work at an ad agency. It's incredibly demanding. And then I have this podcast, this business that I'm growing, right? And then I have other side stuff that I do on top of that. So I don't have a lot of time to myself. It just feels like the spin. And something that my podcast partner, my best friend Shanti, has been challenging me with and inviting me to consider, because I'm one of these people that I'm like you. Here's the goal. I'm going to get to the goal.
Oh, I'm going to get there.
Here's the goal. I'm going to get to the goal. Blah, 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 right? College, all that, done. I'm good. Got my job. Good. Right? And so now the goal for me is like buy land. So that's what I'm working towards. Mm-hmm. But even when I get there, I'm realizing that I get to these goals and then it's just, well, what's the next thing? So her question to me is, well, what is all of that for? Right? How do you want to feel? Mm-hmm. Not what do you want to do? What are you working towards? How do you want to feel in your life? Right. Do you want to feel tight the way you feel? Do you want to feel this? Do you want to feel that? And once you establish how you want to feel, work your way backwards and figure out what your next step is, what your next goal is. So an example for her is that she is a business owner. She has a Sable Collective, which is a Black hub in Philly for all the things. That's like dope. It's a beautiful boutique where almost everything in it is Black, made by Black women, and she is like making sure that it's accessible to folks.
I love that.
It was a storefront, brick and mortar in it was called Philly people know it's the Gallery, but they call it the Fashion District or some shit now, mall. She had the brick and mortar going super well. I mean, she's staff doing her thing. And then COVID hit. So she had a decision of, does she want to go back to the brick and mortar once the mall opens, right? And she was at the point where she was like, I feel better now. Even though I'm scared, even though having it all online is like new territory, even though I worked so hard, took out loans to be in that mall, right. I did it. And guess what? I felt horrible and I'm not going back. And it's going to look to other people the way it's going to look, right? It's going to like, oh, they crashed because of COVID. Oh, no. I don't care. I'm going to live my life so I feel free. Yeah. And so what I've been doing, and I have not figured it out, but I've been writing down, because there's been many a nights, especially like this last week, where I have cried, where I'm just like, I can't rest. I have issues with my neck right now from being so stressed and so overworked and trying to figure out the next thing, where at 3:00 in the morning, I'm getting up and I'm writing out, how do I want to feel? And it's like financial freedom. It's I want to feel the right to rest. I want to feel present.
Do you know what Bridget sent me this week? Again, y'all, I really love Bridget.
I love you too.
So Bridget sent me this reel. Y'all know the TikTokers. But she sent me a reel with the fact that when we're this overworked, we don't look at rest. We don't look at
prioritize it.
Yeah, but we have our ideas of what being productive looks like. I'm not gonna lie. Yeah. For a lot of us, even if we work a 9 to 5, my weekend, I felt like shit. Now let me be productive. And what I did was, okay, let me do a doctor's appointment. Let me go grocery shopping. Let me clean the house. And there was never a time to just sit back and take care of me. And so this TikToker made a thing where you can be productive by resting. You can be productive by sleeping. You can be productive by not doing anything. And this idea of productivity for a lot of us is constant work. And it drains us.
And if you can't be productive by resting, if resting makes you uncomfortable, explore why.
Oh, okay, tell me.
Because I feel like rest makes me uncomfortable because my value is caught up in my productivity and what I've achieved.
Yes.
And that is not real. Okay. That's why, you were talking about Worth, that movie last week. And it's like, the CEO versus the janitor. Your value is no more than mine.
You are not your job.
You are not your job. Ooh. You are a being. When people say human being, you have to look at that word and capitalize the BE, lowercase ing.
Sorry.
Being.
You did that.
I'm really serious, and it's something that's so difficult for me right now. But I'm inviting it in because I'm like, this has to shift. I have to shift it. Yeah. And it's a mindset thing because it's also how we're programmed. We live in a capitalist society.
Yeah. But not only that, in my notes, a lot of us, again, not having maybe family members that had their own businesses, but even a bitch was on Twitter early on, 2009, and it was rise and grind. It was
always.
It was sleep when you die. And the idea...
Beyonce only has 24 hours in a day. She has a team. I get all that.
Yeah.
But now we're recognizing that is actually incredibly unhealthy.
Oh, me and Savon talked about this.
I don't want to be the resilient Black woman. I want to be I think I posted some shit about if I ever have children, I want my daughter to be like, my mom was so happy. Yeah. Not my mom struggled through life and she made it for me. My mom was so happy. My mom just walked around and enjoyed life and taught me how to enjoy life. That's the narrative I want.
And shout out to Miss Tammy, you saying that. I work as hard as I do because my mom is a single mother. Even when she had a boyfriend, she worked multiple jobs.
She's still working her ass off.
My mom was in the hospital, and then when she wasn't in the hospital, she was waitressing. My mom made sure that me and my sisters, regardless of everything, and even when she got a boyfriend, the bitch took care of her boyfriends too, and that's why I'll never do that. But my mom worked so hard. Yeah. And that's the thing. Now that I'm an adult, talking back to my mom now, and
but you're not. You are. Yes. But I just really fast. You are an adult, right?
Yeah.
But those inner children in us remain.
We're still there. I know.
So there's so many inner children.
We still carry that.
Well, and you have to honor them and care for them and give them the security that they need.
Man, fuck them kids.
No, they in there. They ain't going nowhere.
I know.
That's the things that's pulling at you.
Yeah. I don't know if I think this last year really taught me to have to find other feelings.
Wait,
because I think
dig deep, and I know you're gonna come with a gym.
Because as a creative, right? When you think about being an artist, when you think about being a musician, you are your job. Your job is literally to formulate and express you. So it's really difficult to make that separation between what it is that you do to get paid for your talent versus who you are. It's there's very little separation. And so, except with Beyonce, and as she told y'all in that interview, it just because y'all don't see it doesn't mean it's not who I am and it doesn't exist. There's a lot to be said about that. And I think this last year forced me to have to find new feelings. And when I say find new feelings, I mean as it pertains to my value and my worth, because I think I always thought of myself as being the underdog. And I realized in my reflection that no one else saw me as the underdog, that everybody else saw me as this first artist signed to Roc Nation and she has access to the world. And that wasn't, and any artist who's been signed will tell you that's not what happens, right? It's glamorized, but there is that element to it that you never really feel, you have imposter syndrome almost immediately. I mean, my career was backwards because my first ever show was at Madison Square Garden with Jay-Z. So for me, there was no room for me to, I didn't earn that. Does that make sense? Right. Like, I didn't work for that moment. That wasn't the moment that I thought that I was working towards. Not at that time, right? Mm-hmm. Which I think
or
inhibited
it came to you
me
with more ease than what.
Yeah, it came to me with more.
Because you earned it.
Well, but in my mind, when I envisioned myself being on stage at Madison Square Garden, it wasn't going to be within my first year of being a signed artist or singing, or singing with Jay-Z. That was not what I envisioned. I envisioned doing all the grassroots work to get to that place where the reward, that would have been the reward, and it would have been so much sweeter for me, right? So, and I realized, like, damn, all of these beautiful moments and memories that I have at that time, I couldn't even appreciate them because I didn't feel like I earned them and worked for them in a public space, right? Because I didn't feel like I worked for them, I didn't feel like I deserved them necessarily.
But there's the imposter syndrome that you felt, and I want to speak to just all of the women listening that are doing either in the creative space, either in corporate America, in terms of even how we show up. There's the imposter syndrome that we, as women, we can't even show up emotionally. But we can't even respond the way that we're not allowed to.
Well, in my field, you are.
In songs, you are?
Yes. As a musician, you're expected to respond emotionally. You're expected to be emotional at every point. So much so, in fact, that if you don't show up emotionally, people think something's wrong with you.
That part. Okay.
So it's actually the opposite. In my field, it's like, if you're not
vulnerability.
If you're not automatically open and extroverted, then something is wrong. Something is wrong with you, right? And the idea that I could not, I couldn't break that feeling of undeserving was paralyzing to me for so long, and I didn't realize it until like a year or so ago when I was like, all right, well, I have a choice now. I can kind of stay. And I read something recently that a friend of mine sent me about stagnant energy, right? And being in a stagnant place.
I love it.
And sometimes there's beauty in being stagnant because it is literally the reminder to move. So it's literally the reminder to move. And I felt stagnant living in LA and not really knowing what was going on. Mind you, it's also the middle of a pandemic. So everything, all of everybody's stagnant.
The world was stagnant.
The world was stagnant. The world was stuck, and all of the emotions that were swirling were all heightened and amplified by everyone's circumstances and unemployment and the world being shut down. So I can't even say whether or not my move back to New York was purely emotional, but part of it was for sure because I felt stagnant. I felt like I have to move. This is my reminder to move. I don't know if it's the right move. I don't know if it's going to work, if it's not going to work. I'm glad I did it, but there also is that part of me that the quality of life feeling that existed for me in LA, I do not have here. And that's a hard truth, right? Because even talking to y'all, it's like, I'm from here. I grew up in New York City. And my mother is from here. My mother will never live anywhere else. She's made that very clear. As much as I loved LA, I was in LA for 9 years. She came to see me maybe 3 times in 9 years. And more so because she's like, well, it's New York. I'm never leaving New York. New York is the greatest place ever. Plus, LA is superficial. It's too easy. And I thought to myself, why are we choosing anything that's not if we have an option?
Because we've been taught that's what your value is rooted in.
And I realized, like, no, I don't want to find pride in being weathered.
Yes. But do you know that we do that to artists? We do it to athletes. We do
it to women in relationships.
But someone's value and climb to success is valued that much more when it's rooted in hardships or trauma or someone really having to get it out the mud. That almost, I feel like as entrepreneurs, as creatives, as people in this space, it's only right that we stay productive. Like you said, Antoinette, it's only right that we constantly working. We got to wake up at 7 and be the last to go to sleep, and we got to rise and grind.
Because every association with productivity is movement and struggle.
Two things can exist at once.
Yeah.
There we go.
You can prioritize rest. You can prioritize restoration. You can prioritize your well-being. And you can also have a Mamba mentality.
Absolutely.
You have to balance it.
Right,
and I
Kobe.
think that's, no, I'm serious.
Kobe was sleeping, honey. Don't get it fucked up. Kobe was
how,
taking naps.
Because here's the thing. He wouldn't have been able to produce the way he did if he didn't have rest. Correct. How would his body have worked if he didn't fuel his body with the right foods in order to function?
That's right.
If he, like, you see what I'm saying? Like, there is a balance that needs to be struck. And, you know, we're all trying to figure it out. And I'm about to be 34. I'm not in a rush. I'm not beating myself up. No. I know where I came from. I know that, like, I'm doing okay. Do I want to do better, or do I want to experience life a little differently and have more freedom and yada yada? Sure, but I'm working towards that, and I'm identifying what that looks like and identifying what success looks like for me. And Mandii, I really believe that I really invite you to identify how you want to feel before you figure out the next thing to check off your box. Because
if you're giving me homework,
I'm serious, because
I did get a book bag.
I'm serious, and and I'm gonna call you out because that's avoidance too. I'm being real with you.
Wait! Can I tell you how much you sound like my therapist? Like, literally, I'm on the phone with my therapist, so we do remote, and she's looking at me, and as she's telling me about myself, I'm drinking. I'm looking outside. I'm looking at my cat. And she said, she said, do you realize as I'm telling you about yourself, you're literally doing everything to not even. Wait,
the only reason why I'm saying this to you is only reason why I see it is because I do it.
Antoinette, we literally were on, and she said, you're drinking every time I talk. So the next time I was like, she said, now you're playing with your mouth. She was like, I see that every time I'm telling you. Like,
it shows up in you physically.
Yeah, she said
you
that.
fidget.
But
so if that's the case, then I would say that when you don't feel good, it probably shows up in you physically. And for you to identify that.
I feel like you're reading me. I feel like you're reading me right now.
And now she played off that fucking song.
Wow.
In the middle
of it. Did you really just play A-Marie in the middle?
I just feel like I just dealt with this. And mind you, I pay for it weekly. And Antoinette,
I'm not coming for you.
No,
I'm invited. No, and this is for everybody.
She was telling you she related to it because she does it too.
I do it. I'm relating to you, and I'm inviting folks out there to really feel how they feel and identify what it is they're feeling, and see if it matches up to what they want to feel. And if not, make some shit.
What's crazy too is, though, as much as we talk about mental health and therapy, and we're all like in that space now,
fucking avoid it.
Everything is so much easier said than done.
Of course.
Listen.
It's so much easier said than done.
When my best friend says this shit to me, I'll be like, yo, shut up. I don't know what.
No, but also even as an adult, it's like, no, shit actually isn't even easier said. You know how hard it is for us to get to a place of being like, damn, I was really not my best self. You know how many years it takes people to get to the place of even being able to say some shit out loud? It's not easier said than done.
You know how hard it is to achieve some shit that everybody's been rooting you on for, that everybody's been supporting you with, and then you fucking walk away?
That you said.
That you said you wanted.
Yes.
And said you, and thought you wanted.
Okay.
And then you got it and you were like, I hate this.
Yep. And yep.
I want to read. I want to segue. I want to segue because we have a lot of TV stuff we did want to talk about. But I feel like I do want to read because it's on brand and on topic for what we've talked about.
Let's do it.
Michaela Coel.
Hold on.
We need a soundbite from Michaela Coel.
Like, I am so proud and well deserved. Here we go. Talk to it, girl. Talk to
Coel. Michaela Coel last night became the first Black woman to win as a writer of a limited series to win an Emmy, and her speech, her thank you speech, was really incredible. And I want to read what she said. She said, "Write the tale that scares you, that makes you feel uncertain, that isn't comfortable. I dare you. In a world that entices us to browse through the lives of others, to help us better determine how we feel about ourselves, and to in turn feel the need to be constantly visible, for visibility these days seems to somehow equate to success. Do not be afraid to disappear from it from us for a while and see what comes to you in the silence.
She also dedicated her show, the award, to survivors of sexual abuse.
Yes.
And I don't know if you guys saw, again, we're referring to I May Destroy You. Mm-hmm. We've mentioned it multiple times on this pod, but if you have not yet, literally even okay, I admit I don't really like watching shows with accents, but I got past it to really enjoy this show. And this was also something that I ended up watching with my partner. And we were able, like, it was such a deep show that brought up about so many conversations. Mm-hmm. If you haven't watched I May Destroy You yet, it is Emmy Award winning now. But it's something
on HBO.
Yes, you can watch it with your friends, your partner, your family members. It brings about so many conversations regarding sexuality, assault, friendships, accountability. And even her character was a YouTuber. Right. Yeah. So it's very modern day. But
I want to add a trigger warning to
yes.
that, though.
Yeah.
Yes, please.
I, for many reasons, I started it and I really loved it, and I had to stop.
I didn't get a chance to finish it either.
I had to stop. I want to keep going.
Yes,
but if you are a survivor of rape, sexual abuse, those things, just understand. Like, take your time, and if you can't do it, then you can't do it.
That part. Too. Thank you for that, because I'm not gonna lie. As me watching it, it was rough. Mm-hmm. But trying to look at it cinematically, I thought it was really well shot.
It's beautiful.
It is art, but also it was those topics that I like to bring forward. I know that Bridget and I even sat here and really talked about women's rights and choices of our bodies with what's going on in Texas right now. Mm-hmm. And so the idea that this is now being shown to the extent that it is, and as graphically as it was shot, shout out to her for bringing her traumas to art. She did say that a lot of the things that she writes and like these are experiences that she's held. And I just want to. I know that they're still doing the Emmys so white type of hashtag, but she was a winner as well as some other Black winners this year.
I would also like to highlight that this was not an award show though that I felt like any of the characters that won were undeserving, because I've watched most of the shows that won. And they were all phenomenal shows. Mayor of Easttown is a phenomenal show. The Crown is a phenomenal show. Yep. Ted Lasso won, and I've been telling y'all for months that Ted Lasso is the motherfucking shit.
At this point, I feel like you getting extra check.
I love Ted Lasso. It's a brilliant show. Like
Ted paying her, y'all.
And so I think there's a difference between being disappointed that we don't see more representation and people actually being snubbed.
Some white people are really talented.
Some white people are really fucking great.
Let's get them crackers they
Ewan McGregor as Halston was fucking brilliant. If you did not watch Halston on Netflix, I strongly recommend you do so, because Ewan McGregor is brilliant.
But also the fact that I could watch Kate Winslet and now not see Rose, because bitch, I don't know if y'all know, I'll never let go, Rose. I never let go.
Yeah, Jack.
Oh, Jack. Bitch, whatever. Jack. But she was Rose, bitch. You know what I mean?
She was a lot of things after that,
She's been a lot of things. She was in the Reservation Road. Was the Reservation Road with, what's the,
Look, we don't know.
The movie with Leonardo DiCaprio. The other one that she did with him?
She did another one with him?
She did another one. What's the other movie? Can you look it up, Alex?
I can't remember.
I thought it was Reservation Road. It was another movie that Kate Winslet did with Leonardo DiCaprio. I'll look it up.
She disappears in her roles. She's amazing.
Like, it becomes like, whoa, you're someone completely different. I'm like, and we talk about a lot of actors who unfortunately play the same character, everyone. Yeah. Kate Winslet is one of those that, holy shit, that's the same person? Yeah. You know who else does that really well?
Don Cheadle.
Rachel McAdams.
Revolutionary Road. There we go.
Road.
Reservation Road was a different movie with Tom Hanks.
Her and Rachel McAdams are my favorite whites that like become just different women in all of their films. So Rachel McAdams played in The Notebook.
Streep. Don't play with me. That's the GOAT.
I mean, but she's old. I'm talking about like other people. I mean, she's an old white woman.
Meryl Streep.
Nicole Kidman is also that bitch.
No, Nicole Kidman is.
Nicole Kidman is that bitch. You bugging out.
But she looks 6'4" in all her films. So to me, she's the same character.
I'll take it. She's tall, bitch. What you want to do?
That's a tall ass bitch. Hey,
body shaming that poor woman.
We're 5'8" or better over here, so we love tall. We love the talls.
Wait, you're 5'8" too?
I'm 5'7".
Oh, so
you close.
I'm almost there.
You're 5'8" with the Birks on.
There it is. Don't let me fuck around, put no heels on. Towering over y'all. Climb that tree.
Some Timberlands. How you be looking in the wintertime?
I definitely have two pairs of Timbs. I have one dick pair of Timbs that I wear like
you
when
said
it's
a dick pair.
Oh, y'all don't say that.
We talked about dick last time.
We did. You're right.
You can't use that word around Mandy and it mean anything other than what it is.
What's a dick pair of Timbs? I need those.
It's
they
a
got
messed
emojis
up
on
pair.
them?
Like in Philly, you say, "Oh, your shoes dick," but like, I have one messed up pair for when it snows, and then I got my fresh pair when I'm like, okay, I'm going on a date.
That's how I do it. Wait, you wear Timbs and Birks to a date?
I will wear Timbs on a date
before
any
y'all
fucking
slide
day.
in her DMs, I need you to know she's giving y'all the Timbs of the Birkenstocks.
Listen, I'll give you some tight jeans and maybe like a sheer shirt with some breasts, but you get these Timbs. Shit, I'm not wearing heels. Not in New York.
This is what
and
I'm
I'll
saying.
wear them and take them off.
Yeah, well,
if I do,
I didn't watch the Emmys.
I didn't either. I looked at them. I told you it's Jesus and football in my house on Sundays.
I hate you.
I didn't watch it, but I'm happy for.
I'm happy for everybody that won the supporting actors and supporting actresses.
And Debbie Allen.
Debbie Allen got the governor's award.
Her governor's award that she deserves because
very much so.
A god. That whole family.
I did want to bring up, if we're talking TV, we're getting it completely into TV real quick, because I know that the Emmys was also something that you didn't care about this week.
Other than Michaela Coel, that was what I said.
Other than Michaela Coel,
I was like,
I wanted to bring up, and I was curious if y'all heard about this, but CBS recently launched a show called The Activist.
Oh God!
And after receiving backlash on social media, they are now reworking it as a documentary. The Activist reality show was actually a competition between celebrities on who is the biggest activist. It says that according to CNN, CBS, along with production partners Global Citizen and Live Nation, said that The Activist was designed to show a wide audience the passion, long hours, and ingenuity that activists put into changing the world, hopefully inspiring others to do the same. However, it has become apparent that the format of the show, as announced, distracts from the vital work these incredible activists do in their community every day. And it's just crazy because, I mean, we've talked about kind of not liking people record themselves giving money to the homeless or leaving extra big tips. And so even the idea that they made like an Apprentice style activist show is really like, ooh, let's see who's the better, bigger, nicer person. And yeah, I just wanted to share that with y'all if y'all were unaware that show came out.
Just throw the whole show away.
Which is what they're doing.
I don't need the documentary.
I don't want the documentary either.
No. So now we're gonna make it look like you're having candid conversations with the homeless instead.
Because this is
Get the fuck out of here.
This is something else that's happening, is that even without cut like celebrities out of this, even within the activist community, you got people trying to out activist each other, and like, what is that rooted in? Your ego. So that is not activism. Like, chill.
Also, why are we incentivizing doing the right thing as a human being? Why do we have to incentivize that? Why do we have to
jokers
make it a competition?
These are people that signed up.
These are a few.
Sure.
Come on, man.
Sure. What are you doing?
Yeah, nobody.
I don't even know these other white women.
I can't buy groceries with Usher bucks.
She looks like Kylie.
She's not white. She's Indian
Priyanka
woman.
Chopra.
She's what? Oh, that's Priyanka.
Yeah.
Is that her?
Yeah.
Woo, Lord, she changed her face.
She just don't have a tail.
That's Priyanka Chopra.
Is that Julian Huff? Is that who this other girl is? I don't. Yeah.
Yeah.
It is.
She got in
Julian
trouble
Ho.
for the blackface.
Wait, what?
I ain't make that up.
Well, they're all having the Kylie face in Hollywood now. So, because that does not look like an Indian woman.
I'm gonna say this.
Either way, it just is not. It's in poor taste.
Okay. It is. I agree.
Yes. Say your piece.
No, it wasn't. I was gonna say that work Kylie got done looks great. Sorry.
I mean, but now everyone wants to look like Kylie.
I didn't even say. Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
Kylie looks
You made
great.
that comment, but
I mean, Kylie looks great because we also know what she looked like before. But now everyone trying to look like Kylie looks crazy.
I know it's one fate, but anyway, more importantly, this is in poor taste.
It's not like when everyone wanted Jennifer Aniston's haircut.
We don't need this.
Like now they want her face, bro. All the bitches at Starlux look like Kylie.
It's not even her face. It's not her face. It's a
What is it?
I watch Explained on Netflix and I really enjoy
God.
it. But they have this beauty thing. They have a beauty episode where they're talking about plastic surgery, and plastic surgery actually was really rooted in like World War I when they had to like try to figure out how to put people's fucking faces back together.
Oh,
and so
it wasn't cosmetic initially.
It wasn't for like beauty.
It was for burn. It was for burn. A lot of burn victims. They tried to establish different technology to
Oh,
but anyway, the face
this.
that we're looking at, and they cite Kylie Jenner as one of those things. They're picking from all different
symmetry.
From all different parts of the world of like what the most beautiful woman is and putting it on one woman. So it's Kylie Jenner's face is a face that's representative of many different types of women, like the lips
are
the
black
eyes,
for sure.
the like all the nose. It's all. Jesus, I've been fucking this mic up the whole time. I apologize.
Right. Yeah.
But
you're not used to things
I don't want people to think I'm not gonna give
Jesus Christ.
Not right now. She's abstinent.
I'm not abstinent. I'm just
Jesus Christ.
I'm not abstinent. I'm not out here just fucking anybody. I want to like someone and have them like me back.
Yeah,
but
that's
no,
a lot.
I know that's too much for 2020. Like, wow,
that's a very
Jesus
that's a
Christ.
hard ass.
They're like, oh, you not
2021.
fucking? I'm like, do we like each other? No, then no, I'm not. But no, like I'm not gonna give Kylie that much credit, and I'm not hating on Kylie at all. People need to do what makes them feel good. But what I'm saying is, her face is representative of many different cultures, many different women. So that's just a collage.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
Shout out to her though, because that shit looks great.
nah, it does. She looks great. I fuck. All right. I guess one of the other things I wanted to say that I didn't care about this week, and we'll get past it. I don't give a fuck about any of these viral videos of the Love and Hip Hop people. No shit, like we can keep you completely out of this, but it's just embarrassing at this point.
I'm not in any of them.
Wait, because this is what's confusing me.
It's embarrassing.
I'm not in any of them.
What is it? Is this when the women got together and said all the things? Yes. Oh, that was so disheartening.
It was so sad.
That made me like.
I just want to say,
my vagina got closed even more.
Even more. Like the way that they're just parading the disappointment of men in their lives,
and that
and their
it's
choices.
so rooted in fucking trauma. That's so sad.
It really was.
They are getting cut a check for it, and that's
for that little video in the backyard.
No, not that one.
No, it's free marketing and promotion for the show.
Oh, excuse me. I'm sorry. I only saw one video where they're all together and being like. And
yes, that's the one I'm talking about.
This is something else?
I don't know what Scream Man is pulling up.
I haven't been watching any of.
Can I be honest? I had no idea you were ever even on that shit because I don't watch it.
I'm glad because that means you met me and you thought I was great.
No, you didn't think she was a Love and Hip Hop cast member,
when she fucking said, "Oh, I might go back," I was like, "Oh, really?" And then I was like. Back is the back.
as in a return.
I had a Meek moment. Like the fuck? What does back mean? She was on that. I had to like Google it real fast. Like, oh shit, she was on there.
Nah, it's so funny. So on Patreon, by the way, all of the patrons want to do like a rewatch of her seasons so that we can talk about Bridget from when she was on Love and Hip Hop.
That's kind of
I think I'll do it if she don't. I'll be like, let's get on Zoom and rewatch these episodes.
I don't know.
My first episode on there was really painful. I went through that was a really devastating. I'm never watching that again. I'll never relive that. Sorry, I can't do it. The second season was great though. I had a blast. The second season, I dropped an album and got to go to London with the cast and promote the shit. So that season was fire. My first season on there though, I got dumped on television. That was awful.
What is the premise of Love and Hip Hop? Like what?
That you're in love with someone in hip hop.
Or not that you're in love with hip hop.
No. It's basically
Sorry. So old.
Sorry.
Like, why is this a show?
No, it's really, initially the premise was supposed to be, highlighting people and their interpersonal relationships while trying to pursue a career in hip hop.
Okay.
Whether it's you sing, you do R&B in hip hop, or you produce, or it's supposed to highlight the balance that you're trying to create between what your personal life is and your career.
But it's scripted.
No, it's not.
Oh.
It's not scripted. It's produced, but it's not. When I say produced, it's like when they do the production meetings and cast meetings and things like that. They're trying to figure out who people are, what their relationships are like, and if they can blend in with any of the other cast members. That's usually what happens. Usually, anybody new that gets introduced, they try to find connections between or like pre-existing cast members to see if there's anybody that they know. Like when I came on the show initially. I was brought on as an artist working with Ray J. Like that was supposed to be how that went. And we did a song called
Not
Pussy
Brandy
is
Brother.
So Good. Yeah.
Oh.
Wait, Pussy's So Good?
That was the name of the song we did.
But you didn't want to write me a song for a chocolate starfish?
Well, I didn't want to do that song either, sis. It didn't come out.
You didn't? Is it? Can I hear it?
Do you guys see this vein in old girl's head? Is she well?
No.
That poor
That's a
girl.
terrible
This is
scene.
the type of stress that I'm talking about. Like, why would you watch this and invite this into your life?
Well,
I
struggle. Yeah, I can't watch this stuff either because this was Erica Mena that we're talking about looking at the TV screen, and I could not watch a woman being pregnant, going through everything that she's going through.
She's pregnant here, this stress.
All the stress
out?
going, like I can't even imagine. I can't even imagine that as a woman.
Yeah, like this is what
so
I'm talking
painful,
about.
Painful and stressful.
Why is this how we release and like chill at the end of a day? Like, why is this the go-to? I don't get it.
Because I think
I want to see people who are more fucked up than me.
But
Yeah.
Antoinette, the thing too is
I think that's a lot of people.
But
I need to go ahead.
I
think
mean,
that's a lot of people.
When I talked about my relationship and how happy I was for the first year and a half, they're like, "What?" Like, I think a lot of us assume relationships and everything to be hard in life.
Yep.
And if it's not hard, then something's wrong.
We're fucking sick.
It's sick in the head that we assume relationships, work, friendships, that everything should come with a hardship and that it shouldn't be easy.
Yo, let me drop a PSA real quick, Black people. We deserve abundance, joy, ecstasy, happiness. We deserve all the good shit. And we deserve to prioritize that. All this other shit is like, it exists, but like, we deserve the goodness. Like, and we... Especially since we quote unquote come from the fucking mud. Like, get out of here. Like, get away from this. Is toxic and this is keeping us within a, like, energetically. This is just like, wow. That makes me so sad to see that this woman is pregnant and that's the actual energy she's given to her baby. And then to see that other people are watching this and either laughing or whatever the fuck they're doing, it's like, wow.
I wanted to get in again before we get out of here. Any TV that y'all have watched, and I guess
the Rick James documentary.
Is it good? Yes.
You watched it?
Damn,
absolutely.
I didn't see it.
What is it on? When did it come out?
Man, I believe it's Showtime.
How do you have all these apps?
I know.
Sis,
can you share your password?
Like,
yeah,
I
some of them. I have
that.
some of the logins. We got.
I need that.
Showtime. I ain't got Showtime.
It's a lot of family.
Shit.
Me neither.
Yeah, it's on Showtime. Yeah.
Damn.
I said, wow.
That ain't on Hulu or Amazon?
Nah, it's on Showtime.
Shit, that's a whole nother one?
But
It's too many.
It's really incredible watching. I love watching stories. It's sad. It's sad because obviously he died in 2004. I think he was only like in his early 60s. And he had a severe drug problem, as a lot of artists did and struggled with. But with him in particular, hearing his story coming from, doing like country folk kind of music in bands in Canada and stuff, to then putting Tina Marie on, discovering Tina Marie and taking a chance on her, and working with Eddie Murphy. I mean, as a writer, I think it's really beautiful to see more Black artists that have been so innovative and so instrumental in creating like cultural shifts in music, right? Because he was a funk star, but he was also a rock star. You know what I mean?
James, bitch.
Yeah, and I mean, Dave Chappelle made it like popular for our generation because
to know him,
to know more about who he was and go back and do the research. But watching this documentary, especially as somebody that, I was born in the 80s, so it's a little different. When he was
Sorry,
bitch.
I'm just playing. Sorry, damn.
Sorry.
Sorry. I feel like Kevin Hart. My bad. Carry on, Don Cheadle.
Yeah, double homicide. It's just fucked us up. Bitch.
I know. I'm like, are we old?
No,
I think maybe. I embrace it.
All right,
bitch, I'm not old. The 80s was a fire ass era to be born in, to be honest. But yeah, I think the Rick they go into detail. They interview his family members, his friends.
Oh, I would love to see this.
And really, and his daughter as well. And again, giving really incredible stories about who he was as an artist. He really wanted every artist that he worked with to thrive and flourish. Like they
don't make him like that no more.
No, I mean Prince opened up on tour for him.
Wow. Oh my God.
Like Prince, like
really?
he loved so much so, and you got to watch it. I'm gonna spoil this one little tidbit for you. There's a moment where there was like a ritual that Rick James used to do at the beginning of his shows, and Prince picked up on it, and Prince started doing it. at the opening of during his set. So much so that Rick James was like, yo, I love this little light-skinned nigga, but you fucking shit up for me, bro. You can't be taking my shit. And Prince was like, I mean, I can, and I'm doing it better than you, so I'm doing it.
Yeah, but also, we need that password now, bitch.
You heard me. I'm like, when she gonna send
I'm going home to watch it.
You gotta watch it.
She ain't agreed to it yet, though.
Well, because I actually, I have to figure out whose it is because it's not mine. Because we be lending them out.
Hate that.
We be lending them out. You know what I'm saying? I be giving people. I'm gonna figure it out. I know somebody else. Yeah, I know somebody else's. But yeah, it's really. If you do have Showtime, definitely watch the Rick James documentary. A lot of the artists that he worked with and people that he can choose whose stories and journeys he contributed to. Are highlighted in this, so definitely watch it if you can.
Yep.
Definitely love the Rick James doc.
So this week I didn't watch anything. However, for the ladies that follow me and know how much of a stan I am of the Real Housewives franchise, I'm upset to find out that we are not getting a Real Housewives of New York reunion.
Oh, why?
For those of y'all who...
Because of COVID?
No, bitch. Because they're not ready for the tea that was spilled with Ebony bringing to the forefront that a lot of them bitches on there are racist and white privileged ass white women. And I think that because of how intense this season was, they have decided to cancel the Real Housewives of New York
before they whole franchise
reunion
get
show.
Canceled.
Well, that part, right?
Because they feel like
I'm looking forward.
all these white women are going to show up and turn into Karens in their beautiful gowns.
But also one of the last episodes of the season, ironically, and Ebony so eloquently was literally just educating.
Shout out to Ebony K. Williams
literally.
and her fine, eloquent, articulate ass.
When I love it, but watching the show this season, clearly a lot of even the audience felt like she was pushing too much of the black narrative, so much so that she decided to have a Black Shabbat dinner. So she decided to bring the ladies into learning about the Jewish culture. And there was still a lot of pushback with, woe is me, I'm a white woman. People have been mean against me too. So even though like you're learning about the Jewish community, you're learning about the black community, a lot of these white women this season really showed their fucking true colors. And for whatever reason, Bravo decided that maybe it would have went against them. For whatever
reason, why.
We know the reason. That I'm just talking around it. Because allegedly, this is the reason why Bravo will not be having us. And what makes me sad is as a Real Housewives stan, I've watched this whole season. This is the first full season of The Real Housewives of New York that I watched. Mind you, they've done 13 seasons. And I was looking forward to seeing them really address certain things over this past season. And we're not going to get that.
Some people are not capable.
I get that.
Some people are really not capable.
But also I sat there and saw them completely go against Monique in the Real Housewives of Potomac last reunion show. To see that Monique,
I don't know who none of these.
She doesn't. I
don't know any
none
of it.
None of y'all do. But the listeners do. And I'm talking to them.
Watch. The listeners
I'm talking
watch.
to them.
I just be mad that I can't.
To sit here and see Monique get as blindsided and pretty much rolled over last year and be seen as an angry black woman that's aggressive and abusive, and to see that we can't sit here and hold these white women accountable over their antics for this last season is disheartening, because I really love everything about the Real Housewives franchise. One last thing I wanted to bring up to you guys regarding TV, and I don't know if y'all saw it. Whitney Houston's.
We didn't ask for that. You didn't have to get it out. Go ahead.
We don't need no other body. We don't need no other bodyguard either.
Wait, oh, I like how you did that. Oh, come on.
We don't.
You don't want another.
No.
We didn't ask for this.
It doesn't need to be redone or retold in any other way with anyone else.
It ain't no other stories to tell.
Please.
I know this.
Well,
who would play it?
Please.
Who's gonna sing that?
Please.
What do you mean who's gonna sing it?
That you can't have another bodyguard and not have, see
that.
Who's going? Please, just everybody.
Look
just
at
stop.
her. Cut it the fuck out.
You're not getting no other Kevin Costner either.
Nope.
Knock it off.
So guys,
and you're not getting another movie that's this impactful
on the culture, on everything.
On the culture, and then they didn't even address the fact that this was an interracial relationship. They was like, Y'all gonna take it and y'all gonna deal with it, and we just gonna make a movie. This is amazing.
So, guys, for those of you who don't know what we're talking about, according to industry reports, a remake of the Whitney Houston '92 classic film, The Bodyguard, is officially in the works.
Who is trying to do this?
They gonna cast Jennifer Hudson.
Don't do that. Don't do that.
I swear to God,
yeah, they're gonna cast Jennifer Hudson and Travis Kelce.
That's not a sports podcast.
That's who's gonna be cast.
Oh my God, I hate it here.
Just so you guys know, I hate y'all both so much. They hired Lopez to write a reimagining that will be directly inspired by The Bodyguard, which grossed over $400 million worldwide at the box office.
No,
just make it a Broadway show the way
as
it is.
of now. By the way,
that if you want to revisit,
I'm here for a Broadway show.
Well, it does say that it's in the works for a noted Broadway playwright.
Yeah.
However,
do that and get Deborah Cox and stop it. Just pay her.
Okay, look, not y'all. Not
pay her the coins.
Coffee.
Yeah, coffee and coins.
Or get a real, no hate on Deborah Cox, or get a real fucking Broadway trained person who is ready to play this part, because there's a ton of them.
Are there any like Heather Headleys from our, or that is like our age?
Ooh, I like her.
Adrian Warren, who's currently doing Tina
Antoinette
Turner.
was gonna know.
She be knowing.
Who I went to college with, who is fucking fire, who's amazing. Hire her, because she can sing the shit out of this and act the shit out of it.
Yeah,
I hate it here.
I'm tired.
Just so you know, there has been no casting decisions as of yet, but y'all are both not here for it unless it goes on. I hate you.
It's Jennifer.
And Travis Kelce,
or Cynthia. Or Cynthia.
I tell you what, Jazmine could get cast in this, and I would boo. I love her. I'd be like, boo! Don't do it. This is
she wouldn't do it.
She wouldn't
do it. She could sing her. She could sing circles around anybody else that would get cast. But
I don't want to hear it, and she don't want to hear herself do it, and she don't want to see herself do it, because there's certain stuff you don't touch.
No. You just don't do that. You gotta leave that where that is.
You know what's crazy to me?
It's putting a hat on a hat.
But as creative as we are today, like y'all,
they Meeking.
Y'all, I hate you. Okay, the title of this episode clearly is "They Meeking." I fucking hate you.
Sorry.
We done turned Meek into a verb, and I'm done with y'all. Y'all got any more on fucking TV? Otherwise, let's get the fuck out of here because they're spoiled. Just so y'all know, coming soon. Y'all will not be getting more than 2-hour podcast coming up. Just so y'all fucking know.
This is here a long time.
We haven't. I just realized.
That's the time?
Hey, that shit about to stop.
Wow. Yeah, we've been going.
You can't even see the little cursor no more. You can't even see it no more.
That's why you was tired of had your feet.
I feel editor. I'm so sorry to you. He probably like, these bitches, they ain't say shit yet. Worth talking about.
No.
They Meeking.
I'm literally looking at this time like we not finna make this a Titanic ass Kate Winslet ass
Let
podcast.
go. Let the fuck go, Jack.
We let it go, Jack. We let it go. Park, Savon, everybody in the motherfucking building. We letting go.
Everybody go.
Cause listen, they pay salary, not hourly. They like, all right, bitches, let me go get my Monday.
What we getting out of here too?
Y'all, okay. Oh, I got it. This is what we getting out of here too.
Oh shit!
Because based on
me too.
my heart, actually, because we've been on some R&B, and because this is who I sound like, this is what we getting out to, baby.
What did she?
I want to thank all of y'all for tuning in.
Let me hear you sing this.
Sing it, please.
No, because I won't mess up the words.
No, it's okay. We know you will.
It was
all
cool
vibes.
On a Saturday
We know you will.
afternoon.
No. Sing it when it comes in,
Okay,
sis.
No. Well, Antoinette, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Come on. Thing is, I don't really know the words. Hold on.
On a Sunday
afternoon.
There you go.
You were there, so was I. In the park, 4th of July. I was chilling with my cool.
It's the body movement.
Bitch, I did it though, right?
No, keep going. You can sound good.
Hold on. Finest thing you'd ever seen.
Okay.
I must admit to you. I've heard. Okay.
It's this.
She reaching for the note.
No, I'm reaching for the note.
Now
all right, bitch. Lights off. Lights on. I guess the groove is on. So I am jigging. All right, y'all.
Can I just thank y'all real fast? I just want to thank y'all for having me. I really always love. I want to thank y'all for checking on me while I had COVID.
All the time.
Thank you. Mandy done sent me a couple dollars to buy some damn food. She was like, dinner on me because you're dying. So thank you guys so much. I love you, ladies. I root for y'all, and I can't see what to see. I just can't wait to see what's next.
I love you guys. Also,
only you know.
Only you know. But guys, also, if you haven't yet, we are on Patreon. That's right.
Yes.
We have bonus content in our Freshly Squeezed segment that we even dropped this week last week featured Hollywood Anderson.
Yes.
We're doing like this live performance thing, kind of like our own tiny desk over on our Patreon, hoping to get more artists in. But guys,
we weren't supposed to tell everybody that. We were just supposed to tell y'all to just subscribe and just tune in.
We done posted the link now. Hollywood Anderson is singing on our set, my nigga.
Yeah, but they got it. Yeah, but I mean, for all they know, we could have just been testing the equipment. We could have been like, all right, thanks so much. Bye.
If y'all ain't know we was creators, go over to our Patreon. That's patreon.com/seethethingis-pod. It will be in the description of this episode. And we want to thank y'all for tuning in.
Yeah.
Antoinette, thank you for joining us.
We love y'all. Love yourselves. Love each other.
Shout out to Parks for saying, that's my wife, bitch.
Later.
Have a good week, guys.